Keep it going.
Bam.
Right?
Yeah, I feel like that should go
that
more.
thing always ends abruptly because like if you're not looking at the clock, you think you should still go. Then like, wait a minute.
People are like down tying their shoes. What?
Yeah. Whoa! I have more in me yet.
Yeah, it's like I did like how you guys were enjoying it.
Oh yeah, love it.
Sometimes I have like an interview and then a person just like this the whole time during the countdown, and I'm very intimidated. And I'm like
22, 21.
He's like
19.
staring into my soul. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be.
You're like, does this guy have a personality?
They're streaming vampires.
It always reminds me of you guys know who Shark Tank or Mr. Wonderful is?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So apparently, like there's a whole like when they do the show that there's a whole like light section and stuff like before the thing happens, and the person just stares at them for like 5 minutes while they get the lights right and everything like that. and Mr. Wonderful says he knows right away in that 5 minutes if that's gonna be a good idea or not based on the body language of that person. The presenter.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's taking in all the cues.
Yeah. Like if he's comfortable and he's cool, like it's like okay, it's gonna be a good presentation. Or if they're like this the whole time,
right.
It's gonna be a disaster.
That's pretty much how I met my wife across the gym floor. I was like looking, and she had really good body language, and I was like, this could be a relationship right here.
Like we already have questions like, who is this?
That's a good question, though.
I
mean, who are these people?
We aren't the normal guys. What's going on
like,
here?
They don't have IKEA bags in the background.
There's nothing. Are they selling all that stuff back there? What's that? Yeah, all this has got to go.
The guy to the right looks like Sylvester Stallone's bodyguard. That's you, John.
Yeah,
that's funny.
You know,
whatever. How was the bodyguarding for Rambo, John?
It was good. It was good. You know, I was younger. I was in a little bit of better shape, and you know how it goes.
I mean, you're down though, like what, 300 pounds? So
pounds, baby, pounds.
Yeah, you're down 300. I mean, you cut it in half. That's good. You were all muscle.
First, I'm 50 now, and when I was younger, I was a wild bull, but not anymore. I actually was in my driveway before we start though, I just want to thank first of all Philly Flipper Paul for inviting us on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I do want to give a shout out to Tommy Bernhardt's podcast and Tracy because they introduced us to you guys and pretty much the platform. And that's how we connected.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you because you came over and asked us to jump on your show, and I really appreciate that.
So they're the blame, honestly.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's their fault, and then everybody else that has insomnia like me, because you guys came on late from their show that one time. It was like 2 a.m. Well, late for me, but
it was late for vampires and ghosts.
Normal time for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, normal time. I don't know if it's there's nothing normal about it when you have to get up at 5:30, but
that's what you keep saying. Like, I had guys that have to wake up in 2 hours. I was like, wake up in an hour and a half.
Yeah, but no one's holding you. No one chained you to the desk and told you to put the camera on, but he just can't let go. It's like,
yeah, but when I'm having a good time, I just want to stick around.
It's true. It's true. That was a good night. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. I was like, all right, these guys are cool. Let me see what they're all about.
Oh, they're all right.
I said, like, then a couple of days later, I went to Jay's. By the way, I guess you guys can introduce. This is John with Coffee Talk and Tech, and then this is Jay Smith. The A is silent, right?
I tell people just say Jay. I'm going to just say Jay. It's just easier for people, and they get all. Tommy gets all worked up, so it's just better to go with Jay.
Tommy worked up? Nah, doesn't sound like Tommy at all.
He just does this with his name, so you spend 5 minutes on his name.
I do. I want you to linger.
Yeah.
For some reason, 2 letters really throws John.
If I put like Thor Ryan, you'd be like, "Is your name really Thor?" They'd spend 5 minutes on me. They'd get to know me more, and I know he's a advertising intellect guru,
a diva, a bit of a diva, maybe.
Sometimes
that's what's happening
bit
here.
Of a diva. Gets waxed on the weekends.
Same thing. Advertising guru, diva.
Same thing.
It depends how you push it.
My writers are tough. I need all those green M&Ms. It's all good, man.
Let me say hi to everyone that's
Do
here.
it. Yeah, let's do that.
We got 22 watching, man. People came in quick for you guys. Usually it takes like an hour to get 20 people in here.
Well, this could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if they stay, right, Jay?
Yeah, you may regret it, as I'm saying. I mean, who knows
I
what
know
happened?
we definitely know these faces here, and we're so happy to see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I had a Cajun Roots reseller. What's going on, Johnny? How you doing?
Nice.
We got
This
back-to-back Johns over here. This John.
Yeah, well.
And Misha Renee. How you doing, Misha?
Love it.
And we have Jay. Just Jay, not Jay.
Jay, Smitty. This is going to be my worst nightmare through this whole YouTube experience, but that's okay. I will work on this, Philly. Thank you.
Yeah, Danielle Ryan is here. It's Danielle. Is that your wife, John?
Yeah, that's Danielle, and Danielle is my wife, and she's one of the few people I gave a link to because, I gotta let my wife see what we're doing sometimes. She's like, "What the heck do you guys do up until 2:00? This is what we do."
Oh, you don't want to answer that question. Good Lord.
Is this her first time watching you like on the stream before? Or?
No, she supports our streams and Jay's a lot.
She does.
So
she even watches Jay's stream. That's
she watches mine more. She watches mine more.
If I didn't have my wife's support, I wouldn't be down here because doing as much as we're doing with YouTube and everything because our wives really have been helping us a ton to get where we are. So
that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
I'll take your word for it. I don't have a wife, so I have no one helping me out to do what I want to do.
It can also work the other way, so don't fear it. It's fine.
What's up, peeps?
Then we have Cajun Reseller, not to be confused with Cajun Roots Reseller.
I was going to say we have two Ks, Cajuns.
A Cajun and a Cajun. It's confusing here. There's a lot of flippers, pickers, sellers, resellers.
Now, I'm just curious.
A lot of creativity in these names that we have.
Absolutely. Are they true Louisiana Cajuns, or are they in the area, or are they North Dakota?
I know Chris, Cajun Reseller, lives in Louisiana.
Awesome.
He cheers for LSU.
Yes.
And then Johnny, Cajun Roots, he's from Louisiana.
Okay.
He moved to Massachusetts, but he's
still carrying the roots. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, he got the roots, and he wears bright colors on his live streams, and
love it.
Mardi Gras and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't make it.
I say they get the Cajun check mark if they were from me.
I told you I spent about the deep south. I got was I did move to Mississippi. So that was I went to high school there. So I did get to Louisiana. It's humid down there, fellas. I gotta tell you.
So I was there after Katrina to do a couple rebuilds for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
the mosquitoes they have there are not,
and the snakes
regular size.
They're not. They're birds. They're ridiculous, man.
I'm from Ukraine, so I know about Chernobyl, and I'm like, there has to be some kind of
I'll take a meltdown
radiation to have those mosquitoes to be this big. It's insane.
Oh, but Jazz Fest in Louisiana, New Orleans. Yeah.
This is why JA gets behind in the chat.
Yeah, see, okay, we had Tracy Clarkson's here.
He did wind up on me pretty good, and now all of a sudden he's like 30 behind.
I have zero hope of being caught up with the chat today. So
that's hilarious.
At least we know that. We have Jet Cousin Jam said this is gonna be my favorite interview ever. Wow, so that's a lot of pressure on you guys.
Oh, so there will be nudity, so that will happen.
I'm a constant here. You guys are the new ones, so her hope is for you guys.
New meat. I get it.
She knows us. She spends a lot of time with us here and there.
Does.
Yeah,
she lurks.
She's a big supporter.
She is.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had Tommy Bernard here. Says, listen, we have two streamers and the strip club DJ. I wonder which one is who.
I'm not going to ask that.
Strip club DJ. That's a little high class for him.
Hello.
Paul.
Look at that tag.
Boom.
Raising the roof. Here we go. That's awful.
Boom.
Yeah.
Photo shoot.
Buzzers going off.
I like that light. Oh, that's John's freaking soundboard again, man. That's what it is.
No, it's not. It's a paparazzi.
That's the paparazzi.
You just killed the illusion, man. That's what's wrong with you?
By the way, we were 2 minutes late because John was playing with a soundboard and I couldn't click the go live button. John was dropping bombs and stuff on me.
I was doing my laundry. I had to put everything in the dryer.
Anytime Picker is here. This is Roman, by the way. You guys want to know?
Hey, Roman.
What his name is? Roman, who's born in Uzbekistan but lives in Cleveland.
Roman looks like he's lifted some weights. That's definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to be testing you guys at the end, by the way, on all these names. So
really?
Study up.
Wait. Anytime Picker. Got it. Oh, you mean like we're going to remember their names from where they were? Chris,
yes,
Tommy,
everything.
Oh, forget that. I can't barely remember Tom. See? John's name. That was not planned, sadly.
That was not planned.
No, that's just bad news right there.
What's going on, Mia? Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Hot Flip Heidi's in the house.
Sweet.
Tracy's dropping llama emoji.
Yes. Thank you.
Let's talk about that real quick. Where did that come from? Who loves llamas more, first of all?
That's not even a question because John doesn't love llamas, and he hates this conversation. So already he's wanting to just walk out of this interview. No, really quick, and a lot of people that
let me leave the room.
Llama leaving the room. That's his fun job. He likes to pun. No, I actually had a llama farm, an alpaca farm for about 12 years when I got out of the college.
And then he met his wife.
I met her during the llama. No, I met her during the llama farm.
He dropped the llamas for his wife.
I did. She's like, the llamas are me.
Who licks more, the llamas or your wife, though?
Well, I mean, it just depends. I mean, what day? Weekends are more like llamas and alpacas, and it's pretty equal in the end of the day. Except the llamas only have bottom teeth, so take that for what it's worth.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
Well, they can
every time I hear of llamas, I hear of. Did you watch Goldmember? And that was like number 2's evil plan was like to start an alpaca farm and make $1 million.
Yeah, that's why he probably picked it up from.
Oh yeah, that's what I always get my future entrepreneurship ideas from Bond movies. Yeah, I'm gonna raise some skin cats and stuff, some hairless cats and alligator farms. Yeah, you betcha, man. So that's my deal. Yeah,
and that's for real. He had a llama and an alpaca farm. And,
so,
I did not.
How do you make money? Just like shedding them and selling the fur?
Well, there is a whole market for people who do fiber resell. In our case, there's also like horses. There's a breeding stock industry, so we were in the breeding stock industry. So our job was to breed really good animals structurally that produce the right fiber. And then you sell them privately or maybe around the country.
So you are a reseller. Look at that. I do have a reseller on the show.
I understand reselling a lot, actually. I had a flower shop, too, for a few years. And let me tell you, there's a lot of similarities between that and actually what John and I do, too. Because, in a sense, we have to go find deals for ourselves because we can't afford everything new. And at some point, we're going to resell that stuff to buy new stuff. So, in a way, we kind of understand that deal.
After I was bodyguarding, Sylvester Stallone for a decade.
Did not happen.
No, but I've been in the tech industry for about 15 years. I basically built data centers for a lot of big banks in outside of New York City, especially after 9/11. A lot of people were moving to New Jersey, and so that's the kind of thing I've been doing for a long time. But my idea, I wanted to start a YouTube channel back in 2008. I never did because I got caught up on all the tech. I was overwhelmed. I was like, I wanted to have a channel that probably would have done well because it was all about motorcycles and different types of bikes and experience them, riding them and reviewing them. But I couldn't even get started because I didn't even know where to begin. I did photography in high school. I've never picked up like a camera to do video and stuff. I bought a GoPro. I didn't even use it. It was like a GoPro 3. And so we get here about a year ago. My son wanted to start his own YouTube channel when we had the 6 weeks off of work and we were home because they were home from school. So I started a YouTube channel for him. And then shortly after I got him all started, I got to kind of idea a little bit. Let me start my own. And so I rolled with it. And I just taught myself how to edit, how to pick up the camera, how to set up everything. So basically everything you see me doing now has been in the course of 14 months and under. And Jeff, I met in a streaming group. And basically about 5 months ago, we decided to start streaming together. And we start talking about all the types of things of how to improve your stream setup from the basics until the advanced. And so now this is kind of like where we are.
Yeah. And I mean, along the way, amongst my other things, I started a technology company, Q2 Technology, in 1999. And that's was something I had for up to a couple years ago. So, it's funny because John and I think, hit a point of transition. I think a lot of people did. So COVID became kind of an opportunity through chaos, right? Yeah. So I think it was a really good time for everybody to go, you know what, life is not the norm. And now, because of that, I'm almost free to make decisions I would never contemplate prior, because I'm forced into opportunity of time and space, whether I want to or not. And in a way that's kind of good, although there's so much tragedy to it. And I don't know, I can't speak for John, but I think in a way that really shook me from the tree too, to decide, because I was touring also for the last 20 years and there was no music. And so it's funny how life just stopped and you're like, what's going to happen next? And you take all of your knowledge that you have, all your experiences, and try to go, well, what part of that do I have a passion for? And John did that. And I thank God he did, because I think it's been a great thing for him and so many other people. And for me, he's been such an influence on what I've done and the path I've taken. So, yeah, it's been an interesting ride, to say the least.
Yeah.
And Jay, how long have you had your channel for now?
Not long. I started messing around and figuring out what was going on a year ago. I didn't know what to do. I thought it would stop. We'd go back to touring. Didn't happen. And right around August, I'm like, I got to figure out what to do. And I literally started gaming with a friend in Canada for a while, doing website stuff and jobs that I had on the side. And over time, I kind of started watching Twitch and then getting involved into how they were using their videos on YouTube to, kind of funnel people in and get aware. And I'm like, this is interesting. I really enjoy this entertainment aspect. Long story short, I started dabbling, moved forward, and I started full-time streaming May 1 this year. Oh, wow. So 5 months has been the streaming, what I do. Yeah.
And then the YouTube channel is even less, right, Jay?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm just now starting to get to the point where I'm putting up videos of my own. It's been quite a slog, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Right?
When I found streaming, I fell in love with it. So I started the YouTube channel, and then it was kind of just like for fun in this. And then all of a sudden I noticed like some stuff was taken off, and I was like, wow, I could kind of get serious with this and have a possibility of getting monetized in the first year. And so I was like 6 months in, and I'm like, wow, I got to pick up the pace somewhere. And so I just started making more videos. And then I started live streaming after months of telling myself, I got to do it. Don't get caught up in it. Yeah. Don't get caught up in it. It's going to be over your head, and just do it. And then I started doing it by myself. And then a month goes by. I meet Jeff in a group, and I'm like, hey, we kind of just like hit it off. And the things that he knows, I don't know. Some things that I don't know, I know, and whatever. And we kind of like figured it all out, and we do really well together, and so we just rolled with it. And here we are basically doing live streams each week, helping people level up from low level to even having people that have 100,000 subscribers that want to take their look to a different level. So it's really worked out.
It really has. And not in a planned way. I mean, now things are planned, but it really is like picking. Like, you just kind of are out there, you're looking for good things. You don't know what you're looking for, and then something kind of happens to fall in your lap every so often. I found John.
So did you have like any gear set up before this year, or
any what?
Like the gear that you have for all your live streams?
That's a great question. John, do you want to start with that?
I feel like John has like 75 mics in his closet alone.
I may have more mics than he does, but for different reasons.
This past Thursday, I kind of went over my audio and how I started from a USB mic a year ago, and how I stepped it up to like an audio interface, like a real simple one. And then you could step it up to like a Scarlett 2i2. And then I have like a Rodecaster back here. So there's a lot of ways that you can get there. And the thing is, it's not about getting caught up on all this stuff. I'm a tech freak. I've always have been. I was building PCs, from scratch 20 years ago. And so I love to tinker. I love to have fun with it. And I love all this tech around me. Wait, so I don't want
Jay
people...
live in a laundromat? Or
yeah, that's Jay. Man, I'm so... I had so requested that not happen. It's in another part of the house, and yet mics are just picking it up.
It's insane. Like, it's not like a regular house. This is like a commercial load of laundry. It's like the first time I think
that one was. That was the funny
that was
thing
loud.
Is
it's like telling you you're not listening to me. Please pick up the damn laundry. That's what
The
it's
last
saying.
one was my buzzer. That sounds exactly like his buzzer from far away.
For sure. Yeah.
But so
funny.
fast forward, I just picked up the pace with everything. I bought myself some cameras, and I set up myself with different views so you can have an overhead shot to kind of see what's going on. You can have a shot from behind so I can explain things and move that camera.
Everyone likes a shot from behind. It's probably everyone's favorite shot.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's fun stuff.
a shot from behind depends what kind of business you're doing, but but
Well.
basically that's what I rolled with, and I'm just taking it to the next level. And then JA, I met him, and literally I'll hand it off to him, but he just got his hands
who's
on a
JA?
camera. Jeff down here.
I thought you were just Jay.
Oh, the problem is, here we go. Here we go.
I love it.
I am never gonna. This is never gonna land for me. This plane is always gonna crash into mountains.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Jay. You pick whatever you want. I had to kind of shorten it up for Tommy. It was just too much for him. I kid. My path towards the stuff was a little bit different and just real short. I had no equipment. That's not true. As a drummer, I have probably about 30 mics sitting over, but they're drum mics. Now, you could use the SM57, 58, obviously, for vocal mics, and I did do that out of the gate. Yeah. Remembering that when I wanted to buy even a C920, you couldn't get them for under like $300. So I ended up going, and I'm like, I'm going to try this out. So I loaded up OBS, bought like three $19 Jellycomb, that's a brand, $19 HD cameras, and then a couple lights. I'm like, I'll just play. And then from there, it's like, oh, here, and it started growing out. And I started adding up, and I went out and got to use A5100 for the Sony. And then, I've been upgrading. So it's been a very slow, circuitous route to where I want to be. And we are here now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
what kind of, let's say somebody like in my chat wants to stream, right? They want to do like a live show. And all they have right now is just like a laptop and whatever, a camera that comes with it. Yep. What kind of budget would they need to kind of make it at least semi-pro looking? Like,
that's a great question.
And what should they like prioritize in buying?
I mean, John and I will start with, first of all, lights are going to be your friend, no matter what camera you go with. A good audio is going to be that. And it's a thing that John will say the same thing. I think what happens is people will dump it to our stream, or they'll see us and they go, oh, these guys are going to be talking about, you got to have the best that, spend that. And that's actually the opposite of how we feel. We may try this equipment, this and that, but if you really got into what we have here, I mean, John's got a couple of things he's using and trying. Our approach into how we acquire gear, our approach into what we end up buying, budget is in mind, and actually our setups are fairly cheap compared to people out there. But that being said, a laptop with an HD camera and good lights and a decent USB mic, you're rocking. That's a great starting point. You don't need a huge budget. What are you thinking? John had an $18 USB mic.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we were showing what it sounded like, because we were showing basically what you could get look-wise with a Logitech 922C, which you could pick up for about $70. And it was literally the cheapest audio interface that you can buy on Amazon. And I used an $18 mic, and everybody was amazed how great it sounded and how great it looked.
Yeah, and
now,
you can go ahead.
To people like me, what is audio interface? What does that do? What does that box do?
That's a big question. So if you want to get an XLR mic specifically, which would be, a mic that's got the, let's see if I can do this without making a complete mess of this. So you have an XLR, and my thing may not grab it, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate. I have the eye thing on.
Invited a tech guru to focus his camera.
Well, I have it on slow because I was recording a video. Anyway, it's got three. Can you show one? Do you have one?
Yeah. So
yeah, I did turn off
really
my
quick.
autofocus.
I'll show you some of this stuff, but
let the professional do it. Look at it.
First of all, I just want to mention, you got to realize this is like a year ago too, and so there wasn't the availability of some of the USB mics that are out there now that literally you could skip over an audio interface. And if you got like, say, the Wavelink 3 system, which would let you be able to stream in really productive way.
There we go. I changed my phone. There you go. There you go. I just want to, we fix it.
Okay, so what is that mic called again?
Like
that's
So this connection, as opposed to a USB, my eyeballs are getting caught. As opposed to a USB mic, obviously, this is an XLR typical pin setting. And you typical what you see on stage with singers using SM50, like this type of mic, right? So this type of cord, XLR cord. And to get that into your computer, you're going to need that to end up into a USB option. So what that interface does is it brings that in to the box. It uses all types of interface. So here's one. It'll come into the end of that box right here on the other side. Okay. And then on the output, we have a USB connection. So it will interface with your computer, your PC, thus the interface, right? And so that just gets it from there to there. And then that adds up a whole bunch of can of worms. What type of interface? There are interfaces that are 1 channel. There are 8 channels. I have 10 channels for drums, for example. And so that goes on and on and on. And then you can add on other components to, as John probably will get into, to boost gain and to do effects, right, John?
Right. And I think it also has to do with, a year ago, and typically that when you use an XLR mic, it's a upgrade from most all USB mics. And so the quality goes up to a great extent. And then you have many, many options to choose from.
Right.
And you go back a year ago, though, and they only had like 1 or 2 USB mics I would recommend, which is a Rode NT1 USB. That sounds great. And then the other thing is the Wavelink 3, which you can use because it has software and lets you stream and gives you a lot of productive things that I can go on for an hour about, but sounds really good because of the company who's behind making the mic itself. But I am using an XLR mic, and we actually use the same mic together, and it's just about
cute.
it's just about not getting hung up on all that super technical stuff, and then just making the best decisions for you.
Yeah. So somebody,
the information.
if one of your people in chat came to us, we definitely want to take that knowledge down. Like if you come into the stream, we don't want to overwhelm people because it's a kind of an overwhelming thing. And people do try to talk over people's heads, I think, to flex or do clout stuff. It kind of annoys me to go into streams like that. And
we have the same problem with the reselling community.
Do you? Okay.
But they talk over with numbers that they make up on how much sales they have. They think that they're superior because they have a better 9-day sale total than somebody else. Yeah.
If somebody came to us and said, "Look, I don't have a huge budget right now, but I want a decent sound," I think there's a couple USB options like the Shure MV7 and then the Wavelink, for example.
Is a Blue Yeti good? Yeah, Brian asking that.
It's not terrible. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's as good as the others, but it'll do a great job. You know what I mean?
I just feel like you can spend that $100 on a Blue Yeti, and you could probably spend about maybe $40 on something else that might give you equivalent sound and quality, and you save yourself $60 and then put that into lighting. Like that's the thing, Everybody hears about a Blue Yeti, so they buy a Blue Yeti
or an SM7B for $400. People try to
X. What is that?
HyperX is good.
I feel like Roman's making up names.
I think he's talking about the mic, the HyperX mic, I think. And
I've not used it, so I can't really say.
That's a good question right here. Carissa wants to know if somebody's super quiet, what type of mic do they need? Because that's something I found in her videos is that I have audio on blast on her video and somebody else's, and you can barely hear her because she's a super quiet voice.
And that issue is going to come down to variables. It'll be mic placement. Are you close enough to it? Is it a dynamic? I don't know if she's using a USB mic. I'm going to maybe assume that's the case. Right. But often what happens, people will have a USB mic and they don't realize you got to get that close somehow too, even if it's a condenser, which it probably is. And so that's an issue. So not knowing exactly what let us know what mic you're using. That would be very helpful.
I don't think she is.
You don't think she is? Do you think she's using an XLR mic?
No, like from what I've seen on her videos, I think she's just using her phone to record.
Okay. So she's using her phone and then picking up the audio from the phone.
Gotcha. That's going to be probably an issue. Don, does she have a mic on the phone, or she's just strictly using the phone?
Tell them how I talk. She's very quiet.
Tell them how I talk. Tell them.
Yeah, but to be really frank with you, I am talking so low right now, and you guys hear me loud and clear. And I think that's the thing. When you realize you have a phone.
It's definitely loud.
What's that?
He's messing with you.
Oh, when you have a phone and it's this far away from you, and you can see how close my mic is, then you're going to get that echo. And even if you have a very low voice, then it's going to even compound that issue. So then what you could do is you can get a mic that attaches to the phone, or she can get a lav mic and connect that and put that lav mic right here. And that would be so close to her.
Like a $20,
literally 20, even low as $15, $10. You can pick up a lav mic that's compatible with a smartphone, and then she would have that better audio.
Is it like a Bluetooth mic then, or
no.
just like go into the?
It's
like
long
the,
enough
the
wire
cord?
that you can run through up to the shirt, and you would clip it. If she's not moving around a lot, if you're moving around a ton, you do run a risk of some noise if you're too aggressive with it. But it does a really good job for that price of mic. You don't need to oversee. You get a nice sound. But he's right that the camera's just too far away, and those mics are so small diaphragm. And then the other issue is, like, if you have a room that's bouncy, like I have a bouncy room, all that stuff, those transient sounds just knock out everything, and so you just end up fighting the sound waves, and so you don't hear your voices.
True.
Now, could the same mic be used to for a GoPro as well, or is it just for a phone?
Mm-hmm. I would think,
because
right?
I've realized when I record from my phone and from my GoPro, I get two different audio sounds based on where I'm recording from.
So there's a lot of options that you can have, and like say you have a GoPro, like I have a 7 Black right behind me, and we can see right on top what's there, right, is a mic. So
flashlight.
This has audio, right?
That's what it looks like.
This has audio already.
James Bond.
But you put this mic on top that's, about $40.
Looks like something James Bond would use, man.
It does. It's really a laser,
like a
right?
Shark with a freaking laser beam attached to his head. That's what it looks like.
It's a llama murderer.
But this little mic gives you great sound. And this little mic comes with 2 different cords that go in the back. One to a phone and one to this. I could use it for a phone or a camera. And right away, there you go. You're upping your sound. And I would always up your sound before you up your camera.
How far do you have to be from that for the mic to catch you good?
You can have it at arm's length, like there, because you're going to adjust the gain.
Okay.
You adjust the gain in the camera, or you adjust the gain in general. And that's another thing. Like when people use a computer and it's a USB mic, you do have gain control in your settings. You got to make sure your gain controls are where they need to be. Some new mics with USB, they have a gain control right on the mic. That's what I would look for.
I just think, for someone, I think I'm a believer, and I did this too, and I think John would agree. In the case of this question with the mic, I'm a big believer. Go cheap first. If you go out for the $19 lav mic, plug it in. It's easy to do. Put it on, give it a shot. I think you'll be really shocked at how much better your voice sounds. And down the road, if you want to get a thing like John has, like a pencil mic, or they call them because they look like a pencil, get one of those. But
you say I look like a pencil?
You do look like a big old pencil, the biggest pencil.
Gonna work
Ticonderoga, a number 2.
But yeah, you don't need to overdo it. So like that would be just another step up that you can play with to find out what it's not a huge investment. I don't like over investing until I get a better feel.
Like Tracy has a good point. It's like if you choose whatever you have until you start to see a little traction, and add one little thing at a time. That's really important right there, because nobody wants to spend like $1,000 and have like 5 subs.
No, I think that's the worst.
Have the bad setup and nobody's watching. Right?
I agree, but that's what. But $15, $20, that's not a risk that you feel like you're going to feel bad about, and I guarantee you it will be worth the money for sure.
Yeah, that's what Courtney says as well. So much great tech out there, but you can definitely grow a channel with just an iPhone account.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt.
And I would always start out with, upping your mic first and your sound.
So John, this one's for you. What kind of mic is on that GoPro? Abel wants to know.
This is called a Movo, M-O-V-O. And there's a lot of different mics, but this is just an acceptable price one. So I bought this when I first started, doing this kind of stuff, and the Rode one was like $25 more, and this one was cheaper, and it had a lot of great reviews about it. So I picked up this one, and I've been happy with the quality that's coming out of it.
And then Nisha wants to know what the mic is called that you like attach to your shirt that Jay was talking about.
Okay.
What's that one called?
I don't know. What are you using? You have a lot. Do you have a Rode, or what are you using for a lav?
I don't. I rarely use a lav. I have a lav that I did, and I actually, if you go to my channel, you'll find all this stuff there. Like literally, my first YouTube video, and you're gonna laugh at it because the quality is. You're gonna be like amazed on how good I've come in a year. But go look at that first video.
The first one's from like a bunker somewhere. Like,
it just looks. It's horrible. It looks
like
the lighting's horrible.
Captured by like the Taliban, and you're doing like a rescue
all of our
video.
first videos are terrible.
It's horrible. But the thing is, it's I do a comparison with a lav mic and a USB mic. I bought that lav mic, I believe, for like $15 in there, and I have that lav mic with a link in there.
And lav, is that a brand or just that's just a style?
That's a style.
Mic? Okay.
That's a
lavalier.
Type. It's like lavalier, or they call it, it's like the clip-on mics that you see on people's lapels. They call it the lapel mic also.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Clip-on.
Do you have link shut off in your stream?
No.
Okay, so I could drop a link in your stream.
Let me make you blue first.
Blue Man Group.
Because
I have to smurf you for you to do that. All right. You have the power now, John.
Okay.
Jay still doesn't.
It's probably wise. It's probably wise.
I see this question here, and we get this question a lot, and this is something that, from a cost-effective standpoint, Jeff and I agree on. So I'm dropping that link right now. Is my Amazon affiliate link, so I do get a little something back for that. But I'm using these lights.
Look at this sellout, Jay.
I know, man. Man, you got to go. I'm transparent. I have no affiliates because, I have nothing to offer.
It took me 3 times to get a freaking affiliate. So
I know. It's so weird,
it's
right?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
crazy.
But these lights these are lights that Jeff is using and I am using right now. So
this is to the question right here from Dixon Pickens?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you look at these lights that I have coming down on me on both corners, those lights are attached.
You got to go up, bro. Here he goes. He's going to walk it. He's going to walk it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You should put your wide lens on. That's the problem. I know, man. That's
okay.
Yeah. So I have this ring light that I've put on super, super low just to take the heaviness off on the side here. And those lights they're end-lit. They're called end-lit panels. So there's no LEDs in the middle of this panel here. They're all on the end here, and they light up the whole panel. And so that you get a softer feel on your face, so it's not so harsh. And the thing is,
all about that soft feel on the face.
It's about that soft feel. So like, but these lights, right? Especially right now, guys, these lights, you can find them for like $175, $180. They're going to go on Black Friday. They'll go on sale. I picked them up for $167 a year ago. That's 2 lights.
That's for 2 lights, right? Yeah.
2 lights that connect to a desk. Yeah. And they also come with a remote that you can use. And they've been really great. I'd say the worst thing about them is that occasionally wireless, it picks up a different signal and a light might stray once in a while. It's happened about 3 times, and that's
stray.
That's it. They're wireless, right? So you have a wireless connection, and so they're channels. So everything in here, like if you have got a lot of neighbors with wireless connections, or there's a lot of wireless going around your house, sometimes this light will like just go bright.
Yep. Yeah, it's rare.
It's happened to me once in a stream ever. It's happened to me about 3 times total.
I don't know, Jay. It sounds like user error to me, right?
I would like to say that, but it's happened to me once or twice in the stream as well. Right. But I have a lot of signals flying around, and I think it's just
you got the laundromat above you. Those signals must really interrupt if you're.
Well, the problem is it's all the people that jump on my guest Wi-Fi to do their laundry.
No,
and then they've got stuff going on. It's just, I can't.
Paul, he's got a lot of dirty laundry, bro.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
You can look at me and tell me I got dirty laundry. I have a garden, so I'm always dirty. Hey, give me the ability here to drop this into, because I'm going to drop in a.
Man.
I won't mod anything.
I got to ask John.
You don't have to ask him anything. Why waste you're wasting your oxygen.
The options I have right now is put him in timeout or add a moderator.
I'll keep a close eye on him if you make him a mod.
You got a quick finger. You got a quick trigger.
That's what my wife said.
You have the ability to do it.
I'm just putting in. So the question on the lavalier mic or the lav mic. Here's an example. If it ever goes. Hang on a second, people. Did I put it into the? You know what's the worst if you put it in the.
You put it in the StreamYard.
No, I didn't put it. I can do it in StreamYard. I could. I was going to put it into actual chat.
Yeah, it's not going to
you
work.
have to.
It's not going to work if you do it from StreamYard.
Yeah, you can't put.
Oh, I see. The problem I have is it's too long of a link. It will, for some reason, in Amazon. Here's the thing: go to Amazon, put in lavalier mic, and it'll say under $25. Click that, and there's a bestsellers for that, and there's a bunch of them for $9 to $20. Most of those are going to work just fine. You know, there's a bestseller one. Pick that one from Amazon. It looks like it's got, I think, the better option and recommendations. Just don't overpay. It really don't go nuts on it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Butterfly Hustles. That's Carol.
Thank you. I appreciate
Well,
that.
You like John's Wheel of John?
John with the Wheel of John, man.
Guys,
I
will
don't want to tell
definitely.
you. Whoa,
He left. I will definitely check out your channels, and I will definitely subscribe back and check out things. So I really appreciate that, though, too. And listen, on top of that, I just want to let you know, like, if you go and send an email out, or if you want to DM me on Instagram, Coffee Talk and Tech, you can ask me questions. I'll get back to you. This is what we do all the time, so it's not a problem.
You know, I want to circle back to, as far as cost. And I mean, even look at John's stuff, like the two mics that we have, which we did end up getting that. We had the pod mics originally and some other mics. I started with the $499 SM7B mic that I borrowed, and it just wasn't that great.
Stole it.
I did. And then I ended up with this and that, and this was $180 used. Now, I understand that's a lot of money for some people, but in the world of streaming, there are people who laugh at us because, like, how can you not be spending, $499, $700 for a mic? I'm like, because it's stupid. Because these are good enough. I don't know what to tell you. I couldn't find a mic that fit my voice. John's voice fits any mic. Let's just be honest. But mine doesn't. And this was the best that I found, and then John went and got it. So it's not about buying the best or new at all.
It's we do this because we know that there's going to be a cycle always. So people come and they'll join our streams. They'll ask a lot of questions. They'll be there for months. They pick up all these tips, and then sometimes they're gone because, hey, get your wings, fly, and you're going to have new people coming in asking questions. And so it's not embarrassing or over the top. You just you go there and you start at one level and you just pick and choose how you want to improve and what's the most cost. So people usually have questions like, where do I start? That's this, they don't even know, where do I start? Ask those questions. We'll give you a hand, man. That's what we want to do.
That's true.
Marcus wants to also know background lights, like Jay, like yours. How do you get that, that ambiance light to look pretty cool? Is there a trick to that?
That's my last live stream.
It was actually, and I'm using a mixture of lights back here, but predominantly we both are using those smaller. I don't know. That's not the brand. I call them the happy lights. John probably has a link for them somewhere. I have them somewhere as well.
I got it right now.
Do you have it?
Is it a long link though?
No.
Yeah, I had an issue with a long link, but normally.
Jen said she had a problem with too long of a link. But
really? Yeah. I mean, it's people always complain about my long links.
So I don't have a long link, so I just dropped that. I just dropped it in there. If you want to go back,
this is another affiliate link.
Yeah, this is another affiliate link because I literally, Paul, just did a video on this last Saturday.
Yeah.
And actually, Tommy bought the lights. They didn't fit his needs.
Are these the Walmart lights that Tommy keeps?
Oh, wait a minute now.
Right.
No.
They're the ones I'm using right now. And I just went into detail about if you have the proper color background, right, that these things will absorb it and you'll be able to change your background color. So if you go into the app, and you just pick up the app, you'll be able to make pretty big changes in the background color. So I can go from this blue, boom, to that purple.
Oh,
right?
Where's the light in your room?
I have 3 little ones on the ground,
on the floor,
and they look just like this. They're
floor, and they pivot, so you can angle them how you want, pull them back how you want.
So that link that I drop will be these.
Yeah. We have the
And
same
they're
lights,
cool.
and you can link them in the app. You can do them separately up at the colors. You can create subgroups.
Dang, and it's only $40.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's really cool.
I'm telling you, it's not about people are spending too much money on this stuff. Now,
Yeah.
in the case of Tommy, the problem he realized too, and I know he likes to make fun of, but he's got that wood dark background. It's just not going to any odd colors. Now I'm in the middle of painting,
Right.
and
That's Tommy's problem. He has too much wood. You're right.
well, it's light wood, but I mean it's wood.
Kindling. I
A
think
lot of
it's kindling.
splinters. A lot of splinters. I hear it. I hear it breaks easy. It breaks.
And-
It's a lot of sawdust. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, look,
So-
you just got to sell, John. Marcus is sold. There you go. See?
Yeah, but just don't forget, it's going to have a different effect on your background. On purpose, when I made my studio, I made it the color gray, right? And this particular color gray. And if you look at my second to last live stream, I particularly talk about changing your background for a budget. And I went into exactly what color paint I used for my background and these lights. And then basically, because it absorbs so good with the gray background, I can change it. So if you have Tommy has solid wood and it's in his wall, it's very hard to absorb for
Such
any
a child.
Very hard. Very
very hard.
solid. And he's
But,
right. And John makes a good point. So I'm in the middle of painting. If you look in the corners, you'll see like an
look at
orange color. Anything
Yes.
orange or anything off on the hues that it's not like a neutral color is going to affect the shade. It's the old prism thing. So if you go, I did some research, went with the same color, the Stonington gray that John had. I feel like it was the best neutral color that you can find. And it
Props
just
to my wife.
Yes,
To my wife.
right.
by the way.
Yeah, and she goes, "Oh, you purposely picked that color."
Oh, there she is.
yeah.
Dude, she
Nice save, John.
hangs out just to make sure that I give her credit when credit is
No,
due.
she's here to fix all of your mistakes.
She doesn't say a word until it's like, "Oh, you purposely?"
He's like,
Just saying.
So you're saying the brighter, the better, pretty much. It's a full-
Not brighter. It's just you want a neutral. You don't want the colors being changed by another color. So if I have an orange background and I try to throw a purple up there, it's going to turn kind of brown. It's not going to be this
Right.
purple. When I changed
So,
it now to gray,
Mine is white.
It'll fine.
It would work pretty good for mine.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Now,
Not,
does room shape have anything to do with it? Do you want it to be like a corner room, or is
No.
flat still fine? Or
No, it's just that you got to make sure that the lighting covers evenly.
and I will also say you don't want too much gloss. So you're more of the eggshell or whatever. You don't
Right.
want that extra bouncy. So you can go with an eggshell finish as opposed to, say, a semi-gloss or full
Right.
gloss, which you wouldn't use on walls.
Which most
but
people wouldn't use. Yeah.
You wouldn't use it on a wall. But, I mean, you would use
sounds
semi-gloss.
like a Home Depot stream now. That's what it sounds like.
Well, you don't want to. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good luck at the
But
old
listen,
Home Depot.
those simple lights that we have for the desks and the light for the background, and you're using a Logitech basic Logitech camera like this, and this is what Tracy uses, and she gets a good
Nice.
look, I think, because she sets her lighting up correctly.
Yeah.
And you basically you're onto a pretty semi-pro looking setup, and then you just get yourself a decent mic, and you're rocking and rolling.
That's why everyone always says lights is the most important thing, and
Yep.
people who go into streaming, they never think about that. They always like, oh,
No.
let me get a good mic, let me get a good.
It's always the last thing, right?
Yeah.
So our advice is always, how do we get you the right mic or startup camera, whatever we need to, but we need to make sure you have enough money to get the most important variables that you have to start with, which would include light, whatever that camera ends up being, and your sound that's going into the camera, that's going in.
Right.
We can get that balance so it's not so pricey and running you, way past your budget. It makes no sense.
Tommy's wood doesn't get a lot of light, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always hiding.
Jack goes, Tommy, it's figuring out how the hell I'm doing talking about your wood.
Well, I wouldn't say that we enjoy it. It comes up.
Yeah. After 6 inches, it gets exhausting.
Yeah.
Always ask good questions. What's the mobile setup for something like car driving and drive-through food orders?
Here's the thing, though. You could use
have
one of those. You could use one of those clip-on lights to get. But here's the thing. I think Krillin's heading for a ticket or an accident, so we probably don't want to add too much inside that mobile, right? I don't want to be a part
Tap
of that.
into Taco Bell's cameras.
Yeah, there's Krillin right there. I feel like if Krillin and Ked just do that every single day, just do a live stream from a Taco Bell, that thing might he could go viral with it.
I think you guys just need to get a budget so Krillin could be Ubered back and forth, and then he could have a back seat to himself with a light camera and a rig. That would be hilarious. He's got
Do
his
a
feet
video
up. He's got his own refrigerator, and he's got a
of him
driver.
eating the Taco Bell food.
That would be hilarious. And the guy
That's
has
all
to
you
order
need.
the food for him. That would be fantastic.
Right.
I'd say there's enough discussion about Tommy's Wood on the internet.
No, you got to go on the dark web if you want more of that.
Yeah.
That's,
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's definitely links. I don't know if John has an affiliate link to those links though. I don't know. He might.
To Tommy's Wood.
Yeah.
Pornhub.com,
I would
believe.
expose him, but I don't want to let people know what's really going on behind the scenes.
Good
You
point.
have to pay him back somehow for meeting all you people. So
That's a different camera shot too.
Misha says I'm finding out lots of things I don't want, but still confused on what I do want.
Oh lordy.
this
It is confusing. The truth of it is confusing, and we do. This is not an easy scenario for us to break down
and
what
I don't
people's
think
problems.
people can just like get it down in like in 2 hours too. This
No.
is not something that you
No.
can just like listen to one stream and say, "Oh yeah, I figured it out." You know what I mean? Yeah. So
and you have to
but
take it in chunks.
yeah.
Yeah, you have,
This
and
is
it's
why
a
they should
philosophy.
sub to both your channels, maybe, right? That would be a good idea.
Oh God.
That we'd be appreciative, but if you
When
get
do
on the
guys
stream,
live stream every week? When does that happen?
Well, I could make that happen. Hold on.
we're going live streaming.
Oh, look at that.
There we
we
go.
Whole banner set up.
Yeah, I've got a banner
So-
too. I should. I don't have a banner because I'm on his StreamYard right now. I'm trying to get my vMix up and running. Then I
But-
could do it too. That'd be fun.
So
This-
we got Jay live streams every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
I'm at J Smith, so YouTube/J Smith, and you already had your coffee talk up. I didn't drop
Coffee
my
Talk streams on Thursday at 9.
Yeah.
So 9 p.m.
both
days.
times. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Tuesday
Tuesday
and Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
And I
TNT,
just,
for
I
those who
actually
remember.
just made my 4,000 hours today, by the way, people.
Oh.
So the minute
And
that I
you're
get,
close to 1,000 subs too, right? You're
yeah, I'm getting
pushing
there.
it.
I'm just, I'm
900?
almost to 900. And so if I
Yeah.
get to 1,000, I'll be ready to rock and roll. So
There you
Oh,
go.
that last 100 feels such.
it feels like a million
Feels
miles
like such a
away.
slog, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're at 888 right now. So that's the big
Yeah.
number to be.
Awesome. So we
Yeah.
had a few people sub to me. So that's really great. And I will check out your channels and sub
Yeah,
back and
absolutely.
support you guys. And I really do not mind. That's the whole idea, is to come by and
Yeah.
ask some questions in the streams or email or, like I said, DM us.
Just don't ask John to send you a picture of him because it's taking about 2 weeks to do it.
Don't have me send pictures of Tommy's Wood to you.
Oh no!
I'm
Don't
not
do
gonna do
that.
it.
No, don't do
I'm not
that.
gonna do it.
Maybe we'll TikTok some of that, but
Thanks,
The,
guys.
Your wife goes, congratulations. As your biggest fan, I thought I would be the first to know, but what else?
You know what it is? Because it's just that one step, and then when I get my subscribers and the whole package comes together,
oh, we're back
when
to
the whole
that. huh?
package comes
oh my
together.
God!
Back to
oh.
the package.
then
I
it's going
just
to be,
realized that my stupid logo is covering up half of John's screen.
It's not a problem. It's absolutely not a problem.
JA doesn't care. The more
I
you
don't.
cover,
I don't care.
JA wish it was over my face.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you
the
could
way.
position that dead
Okay,
center. We'd be fine.
let's just do that, Jay. Let's
Yep,
just
I think we're
do
good
it
now,
on-
man.
Let's finish the stream this way.
Watch this show fly and
I don't think
flourish.
that's really kind.
I'm like, wow, we just got like 50 people just
yeah.
join out of nowhere. What-
Right
what
on. We're
happened?
doing great, and then this guy came back in, and
Real
well,
funny.
Oh, man.
real
Pe-
funny.
People are going to be like, they're going to drop out of here.
We're
if
getting
we
you.
skip it.
We're getting you sympathy subscribers doing this. They're all going to call their moms.
they're not sympathy.
Have them use their Google accounts and go on sub on you because they feel
The truth of the matter is, we will help you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you want to, because this is the great thing is, and I Facebook live stream to groups and areas around me, and I really reach out to like real estate agents and people that could live stream from home and benefit and improve their sales. And so that's the connection. Like, you guys can make better connections by sounding better, looking better, and improving everything you do. Your videos, that takes work to improve, like everything else.
It's funny because sometimes it's not about somebody being aware that your sound or your video, your lights are great. We often hear with our eyes, and we've talked about it before. There is a audio fatigue that people get that they're not even aware about. By
They
the
don't
way.
even, yeah.
And it is a
Very
perceptional
true.
thing. Audio is actually very critical, almost more so than the video, I would say. And so we do that. But the overall package, if it's a little bit spicy, it's like, it's pretty nice. I don't know why, but
Like
things.
Taco
There's a
Bell.
credibility thing. There's also like, oh, maybe I'm more interested in what they have to say. It's a weird perceptual marketing ploy, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely for sure. And it's also like really like tragic when somebody has really good content and like,
Yes.
they want to say good things, but then just the tech isn't up to par and it
Yeah.
just doesn't sound good and doesn't look.
I mean,
good,
it
and
definitely
just kills
affects
the
their
whole video.
Yeah.
it definitely affects their numbers, but like, content is king and everybody says that. So if you have really important stuff to say, you're going to have people following you. I mean, continually people say, oh, you guys sound great. Great. Listen, I know people that do live streams with hundreds of people, and you guys do too, hundreds of people's, watching, and they don't even sound good. But my point is now you take it to a level and you sound good, okay? Let alone if you don't even change visually, you just sound good. Then people will say to you 100 times, "Oh my God, you sound so much better than you used to."
Oddly
notice
sound is the first place, unless you look like you're living on Osama bin Laden's cave. I think I think sound would be the first thing we would suggest if it's really bad that you would upgrade. Do it on the cheap. You don't USB mic even whatever.
Yep.
But that's what wears people out the most.
I think that's the big thing that I learned today is that for $50 you can upgrade your sound like dramatically, which is
Yep.
And people always have like, oh, I need like a $500 mic.
No.
That's not the.
I've gone that route.
It's
It's actually it's so overhyped and so overblown. And I'm going to shove a $500 mic plus a cloud lifter to push gain on something that's going to give me what kind of compressed sound am I getting on StreamYard?
But the great thing is, you guys are resellers. You know how to pick up good deals. You know how to look. No, you know how to go on eBay.
Yeah.
Like, people still don't know how to do this. You know how to go through your solds list. You know what a good price is on something.
Yeah.
Go and look out for. So you can come to us, say, hey, what would be something decent? I could tell you what they are. Then you could go, okay, a Scarlett Solo or a Scarlett 2i2 audio interface or this particular mic, and you can go and find out and don't overpay for it. And then you guys are even in the door for 25 to 30% less than someone average.
And by the way, this is an eBay mic.
This is an eBay mic right here.
Yeah.
We picked these up for less than $100, more than $100 less than retail.
Yeah.
And mine was brand new.
Yeah, mine too. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Misha wants to know, does that mic put the bass in yours?
In a way, she's not wrong. I mean, he has quite a bit of bass. This mic particular has a switch off, so we can flat. See, this is why I had my stuff.
I'll
on
take
slow.
mine. But
But yeah,
off.
so it has a flat frequency response option, or it has a bass boost.
So this is my voice off with it, and you can see I still probably have a pretty deep voice in general.
Yeah, my floor is still shaking. Yes.
Still,
But less presence. You have less presence.
right.
Yes.
And so this really does a good job with it, and this is why. And now it's on. So, and this is why this mic is great for the spoken voice. And we paid less than $200 for these mics.
And as a drummer, this is really made for kick drums, so it's a really good kick drum mic. So I got two mics in one, which is awesome.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. So you guys are ahead of the game already, just being rebate sellers, Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I did a stream. I was on vacation, and JA and I have not missed a stream in 6 months. And basically, I was in the hotel room. I brought my equipment. I used StreamYard, and I came onto the scene in StreamYard over the wireless in the hotel with a 10-year-old laptop, and they thought I sounded great.
Did.
So
Now, an advantage in a hotel room is you
$18
got all those
mic.
curtains, the carpets. There's the beds eat up so much of the room. It's a really nice acoustic.
Thank
room.
you. Thank you so much.
I like he waves in the thing. Then he's like, then he just waves in real life too. It's
Hi. He's very.
I can't
animated
even
that
tell
way.
you. I'm always thankful, man, because everything is so new. Every time someone subscribes, every time we help people, even connecting, even connecting and meeting Tommy, like these things are so. I mean, it just really. This is what's incredible about YouTube. Like you can find people that you can really just make some deep-seated roots and connections with.
Yeah, I found John in a Goodwill bin. That's where I found. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was with.
That's probably where he deserves to be. I can't believe
He was with some
come out.
Barbie dolls and some.
You guys
Legos.
call it the bins, right? You call it the bins.
I would have just left him there.
I felt sorry for him.
Nobody
Come
wanted
home
to
with
pay-
me, John. I'll take care of you.
Nobody wanted to pay retail.
Here's a
Yeah.
mic. You'll be fine.
I don't know if you found him at a Goodwill bins, he was $1.49 a pound. So
It was expensive.
Wow.
I'm not saying
That's
it
not
was cheap.
cheap.
Fine, Jay.
That's
I know.
268 pounds, bro.
I would have put it back.
He was
Thanks,
too-
Paul. Jeez.
There were no backsies. There were no backsies.
No back.
No, I tried. Get out.
Nisha wants to know, is John playing instrument as well?
He is an instrument.
I do have a musical family. It just skipped me. So my dad and my mom are musicians and my dad is actually a professional musician and Jeff is actually a professional musician. And so music runs deep in my family. It's just that I used to sing when I was younger and I haven't for a million years. And that's all Jeff. Jeff is the professional
That's not
musician.
true. You do sing on stream once in a while.
Horribly.
Horribly, but you've done it quite a bit horribly. But it's a lot of fun when you sing. I enjoy
How
it.
many subs do we have to get you up to today, John, for you to sing on this stream right here?
To sing on the stream?
I want to hear
It
that.
doesn't take much for me to do anything crazy. I mean, that's
No,
not.
no. I mean, the
What is your
problem
go-to karaoke song, John?
see here.
You know, I don't do bad with
I think mine is Sweet Caroline.
Teddy Bear by Elvis.
Oh
that's
my
it.
God.
I don't want to be a tiger
Ooh,
because tigers,
Do it.
man.
something like that.
Something,
Too
something.
much. I don't want to be a lion because lions aren't the ones you
Roar.
love enough. I just want to be your teddy bear.
Your teddy bear.
Horrible, dude.
It's horrible,
Man,
but fun.
That mic does make everyone sound good. That's very impressive.
Yeah. It can make
I
anybody sound
just
good.
want to be your teddy bear. Ooh.
There you go. There you go.
All
All right, we're done.
I've seen somebody on YouTube do karaoke to the song Tequila. You know, da 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 da.
Yeah, little Pee Wee Herman stuff. Yep.
It only has one word in it, tequila. So he just sits there the whole time. And he goes, tequila.
Right. I could do that song.
I'm a singer. Look at me
Tequila.
go. I've always wanted to be a singer.
Oh, okay, we got this. How many buttons do you have on that?
Too many.
I have 32. It's a 32 button stream deck that I actually picked up used, guys. So I'm all about picking stuff up used. It's right here.
And are they labeled, or did you just guess what?
I just got this one, and I have it set up for different things. Where this is my vMix. These are my sounds right here, and I have like music here. So I'm in the process of keeping on with improving things. I just started using it.
I have a used Stream Deck too.
Oh,
It's smaller.
yeah, he's actually got my. Yeah, he actually picked up my 1 month old about Stream Deck from me.
And I just want to say it took him a month and a half to ship it to me. So I should have gone through eBay, right?
He's not a fast
I
learner.
don't know. If it took him a week to send me a picture, Jay, so I could see why I think of that long to send you a stream.
Dude, I shipped it priority, and it literally took like 7 days.
No, dude, it took way longer than 7 days.
I shipped it priority.
I know. It wasn't
You
your
guys
fault.
Just sound like resellers now for sure.
Yeah. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. Here's the tracking number. You liar.
Blaming the post office for everything. That's definitely something resellers.
I was
do.
telling Tommy, I used to get motorcycle gloves from China, and I used to resell them on eBay a lot. And so I would take that money from the motorcycle gloves to upgrade all my motorcycle stuff.
Yeah, he was buying Barbie dolls.
That was like 10 years ago. I did a lot of that.
Yeah. Come on now.
What's going on, Sal? What's going on, Cameron?
Sal Mercado.
Their stream just ended. What's going on? Patrick Murphy's here.
Nice.
And we have a new name from here. It's hello from Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
That
get
must
some-
be somebody from Tommy shared this video, so it's probably one of Tommy's
Oh,
peeps.
thank you, Tommy.
So Tam
Love
and
the
Bell.
Scots. Yeah.
Well,
Love
yes, that's awesome. So Carissa wants to know, so does Jay play drums?
I absolutely do.
Or are they just your backdrop for no reason?
No, I do that. I do it for reals. I've been playing my whole life, and then I toured for about 22 years. I still play. It's just with COVID, everything got wonky. And then when I got into this, I had a bunch of gigs out John's Way in New York that I do every year that I just didn't do, but I did miss it. I'll get back to it, but I need to get my,
Is there like a style, a certain genre, or
yeah, I mean, I play with an artist out in New York, Indie Eaton, but I mean, I play a lot locally and regionally, but I would say it's more like acoustic rock or, anything modern country or modern pop music, or I mean, I can play anything. I mean, I don't do a lot of jazz, so I guess it's not that I don't like jazz, it's just not my thing.
Right.
But I can bend. But I play a lot of percussion as well, so I do a lot of percussion gigs as well and sit in. So that's
Nice.
a lot of fun as well. I like all music. There's not a genre that I wouldn't play. Maybe jazz. That's not really something I really I like to listen to, but it's not something I really love to play. But everything else, I like to play anything. I think limiting yourself is. I used to do symphony, so I mean that's another thing. Like I like that style too.
Did you go like overseas and play ever? Or
I did. I've toured Europe. Did the whole thing for a summer. That was a lot of fun, and so yeah, I've done that.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And any chance it's coming back in the future, or
Anytime
in the post-COVID world?
The music's coming back. And I've had a lot of the people that play with me, live up across the country, and a lot of them did go back and start playing again with our peeps out in the East Coast. I didn't, because I was getting into this project and it's just too much. And there were other personal reasons why this summer I decided to take that off. I'll be honest with you, after 20 some years, it's a grind, man. It's so hard when you're doing it. You convince yourself it's worth it. But you miss so many birthdays, you miss so many anniversaries. I've missed so many, and people along the way, and their moments and milestones, and
so many llamas being born.
So many llamas and alpacas getting out of the pens
it's just,
when I'm not here.
you can't get those moments back. I feel you.
They're fast. They're fast for big guys like John. They're very
If you give me the first 10 yards and I don't get you, I'm done. But if I get you in 10 yards, forget about it.
Yeah, we went out and got border collies to herd them because they had Shetland sheep. They do herd Shetland sheep, which we also had actually. But I mean,
what part of the country are you in again, Jay?
We own these.
The one you want to stay away from.
Hey, now,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? Sorry, you have no etiquette. What's it?
It sounds like Midwest to me.
I am Midwest. I'm right off Lake Michigan, just north of Milwaukee, just in a mile or so.
That's in a mile. Okay. That's very,
yeah. So we're south of Green Bay, between Milwaukee and
Are you a cheesehead?
Oh, we hate that. I don't. People think cheesehead people. We don't like that.
Carissa. There you go.
Thank you, Chosen Goods Reseller.
But yes, I'm a cheesehead. Yeah, no. Look. The truth of it is, I was born here, but I moved like 20 times as a child. We moved all over the country because my dad's work. And I moved back here to go back to college after everything happened. So I've been here a little while now, but it's weird because I was born here, but I really didn't live here.
You have any friends from Sheboygan?
I do have one. I have
I hear Sheboygan's really big in polka. I hear
they just had the Ryder Cup there. And some friends of mine, I was going to go up there and check it out. My wife is from Sheboygan, so be careful.
Oh.
Gus Polinski, I heard, is really big in Sheboygan.
Polka is massive up there, my friend. I am not a polka fan. It's fun. Polka's great when you've got ale on a Christmas thing or something. But I gotta be honest with you, polka's like harmonica. A little goes a long way. It's like we're done. We're done here. You're right.
I just don't know. That's a Home Alone line. That's why.
It's true though. It's like we're done with the polka. I was like, oh goodness. It was a guy. I remember in the movie. Oh shoot, it was a movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobile. When John Candy, I believe he was from Sheboygan, right?
Right.
Wasn't that the deal? So. Yeah. Wasn't that the deal? And so it's like they just pin Wisconsin as such it's true. I mean, beer and polka is massive here, and cheese.
Polka's good when you're drunk. I'm sure any music is gonna be good when you're drunk.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest.
Ukrainian people, Polish people, and I'm Czechoslovakian. They love polka.
Let's be honest.
You're my people, John. Check us out.
Oh, you're Czech?
No, I'm Ukrainian. Yeah. So
okay.
We're next door to each other.
Right next door. Yep.
I think polka was developed when people were drunk. I think that's how that whole genre got started. Right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. The brats are good.
So Tracy has a really important question for you guys.
All right.
She goes,
I'm sure she does.
When she starts an eBay store, should she do free shipping?
Oh my God, this is hilarious.
Thank you.
People are trying to get you to that 1,000, bro.
God. That would be amazing.
I'd love it.
I'd be so psyched. God,
So
thank you so much.
What is your opinion on free shipping, John?
I say yes. Always have free shipping, because it is like one of the first things people do when they go and narrow things down. Is
psychological.
They look for the cheapest. They go and put it in from the cheapest to the
He's
most
talking
expensive.
about himself.
And then free shipping is also what they look for. So
Yeah,
even
but
if
internationally,
it's a couple bucks more,
how do you do
and
that?
is he talking over me?
I am. How do you do that internationally?
What the hell?
Wait, hold on. All right, go ahead.
So then you have to. So then you have the free shipping, and even if you have to raise your price up a couple bucks to counteract it, it's still worth it, because that's what the majority of people are looking for.
Tommy is rolling over summer right now. Tommy is about to be able to get an essay response from Tommy.
I know. That's the way I feel. I know nothing about this, by the way. I know nothing about this. So
that's why they asked. They put
it's
you
just
on the
what
spot.
I used to do. It's just what I do. I've had like hundreds of sales on eBay.
You don't click best match. You sort highest to lowest, and you click free shipping on top of that.
I always just go lowest to highest, and then I look for the one with the free shipping. And if it's cheaper, I verse it times if it's no free shipping. I go both, and I check both.
Really? It's interesting. That's not the way I mean, I usually just add up the two and kind of see where things lie. But I mean, I have to go check with the seller. Is a seller a decent seller? What's the ratings on it? You know, I mean, I'd rather pay more for somebody that hasn't had 40 negative reviews in the last week. I'll spend $20 more.
I mean, I was buying and selling stuff on eBay like when I was building computers out. So I had like hundreds of sells and buys, but I just,
from
not
what
for
I've
a
seen,
business.
shipping, that's just kind of a nightmare. I mean, I just think that's probably the biggest headache. I don't know, but I would think that's probably one of the biggest headaches as a reseller, right? Is shipping?
Not really. Shipping, it depends.
It's a big can of worms, I'm sure.
Who the hell are these jabronis?
I like it. Jabronis it's a fierce word.
I have to put a disclaimer that this is not a real reseller show. Do not take the reseller advice.
That's hilarious. Yeah, don't take our reseller advice. Believe me, that's
right.
It's not going to work. That's not going to work out for you people at all.
That's just my opinion. That's all. Which means
unless
nothing.
you want to resell flowers, you can talk to Jay about that. Or
resell, talk to you about that. Or resell llamas or something.
Alpaca fur, or
I can tell you the tax implications of an animal you sold that you bought versus when born.
If you want to resell like a railroad tie or something, or
it's a hot commodity.
A railroad tie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I work for a railroad, so
yeah, that's why I brought that up.
See what he did there? He tied that together.
How did you know that?
Oh, you said that on Tommy Show.
Someone's paying attention. Wow.
Yeah, I remember like a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah, I worked the tech for the railroad. Yeah, pretty much.
So we got Brian here says, don't forget to sub to Jay as well, because it seems like everyone is subbing to John.
Okay, they probably are subbing to Jay, but he doesn't have that thing that goes off. So
see, he's not that doesn't have Streamlabs or anything like that.
Right?
Is that Streamlabs? Or
he's a little older than me.
Stream Elements, so look, he's been around a little longer than I have on the network here.
But he's older than me.
What does that have to? Yeah, I am. So that's sad for you. I don't know that you've raised your game by saying that.
I had to help him program his VCR.
I think you might. I'm not that much older than you.
Well, don't say that. People are going to be like, really? They thought like 10 years.
That's considered tech. Like, my parents are terrible with tech.
Yeah.
They call me over when it's like the same time. Like, hey, can you change the time on my microwave? I'm like,
right.
That's not a tech issue.
That's how Jeff is.
No.
That's 2 buttons.
He's how do I put it? My toaster. How do I put it on 4 slices? He goes.
Yeah. That's what I do, and I try to send him a personal text in the middle of the night about the toaster I'm worried about in the morning. Switching over to it's too brown, John. The toast is too brown.
I turn all my texts off and then.
Oh, and some of us have high. Yeah, that's true too. If they have high sub info, you don't see when they sub in. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's something you learn right away.
I spent like, I don't even want to admit, I think I spent like 3 or 4 hours trying to get StreamUps to work for me, and I was like, no, this is way above my pay grade. I also learned it's easier to do if you don't have StreamYard. StreamYard is like one of the stupidest platforms to attach it to, like Streamlabs or anything like that too.
Yeah, and so if you'd use virtual camera through like OBS,
Yeah.
And then you'll have that effect. And so what I'm doing is I'm using like the virtual camera from vMix, so everything is attached to that. That's why it comes on through like that.
Yeah,
That sounds like Mandarin to me. I don't know what you just said.
I'm sorry.
it does. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, sometimes you forget. Wait a second. Yeah. I'm working with Stream Elements and stuff to attach and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna. That's the other issue is I'm not gonna waste too much more time drilling in StreamYard because I'm going into vMix, which is a different, obviously, platform that John's using today, which has quite an overhead of, tech threshold there to learn. But we'll get it together.
It's just the software that we use to stream for a PC, and so Jeff is going to be jumping on that next week. So we're actually doing test streams this weekend, actually.
Exciting stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
So John gets a mic, Jeff gets the mic, John goes to vMix, Jeff goes to vMix. Okay,
You see how it goes? You see how it goes? Surprisingly,
if Jeff starts working for Amtrak, I know something's up.
Then we got to start an intervention.
Yeah, then we talk to Tommy.
Then we sit down and have a. The truth of it is, a lot of the stuff that we have that was similar we had before we met, and that's the joke, and that was so weird. But maybe that was just a sign of how we approached our value system and acquiring the gear. Because neither one of us really believe in overspending for anything. So there's a lot of research, and if you do it a certain way, you're going to end up usually at near the same bin. See what I did there?
Right.
Yeah.
So true.
So Carissa is really good. She's dropping everybody's link that's in the chat.
That's nice.
But it's funny that there's a guy called Sal Mercado, but she called him Salsa.
Salsa. He's got a brother named Chip.
Yeah. If you guys want to learn how to make chips and salsa, click the link and click subscribe.
I just found him. He's right here.
No good deed goes unpunished there.
Carissa, you're the best. Thank you,
Carissa.
There he is, right there.
There we go.
There, see? He subbed the Salsa Mercado right there.
Boom.
Nailed it. That's really funny.
You're good, Carissa. You're good. I'm just busting your chaps.
Dealing with phone and chat is just not a lot of fun. First of all, not being able to use the @ sign to pull somebody's username up and all that, like on a desktop, it's annoying to me. I'm not a great typer on the phone. I'm not gonna be lying. I just hate it.
I'm not a good typer in general.
No, this is John. I'm like click,
two
click,
fingers,
click, click, and I'm like,
4 fingers. That's
what am I hearing, man? It sounds like a mouse trying to get out of a trap.
So Matt is lost, like usually. Matt just deals with postcards. Can you guys give him some recycling?
Yeah, broaden out, Matt. Broaden out. You need to broaden out.
Too niche.
Too niche.
Yeah, you need to get into bowling balls.
Right. That's next one. So start selling bowling balls.
You got to get into bowling balls, son. I mean, Brunswick's having a whole
old
dumping
ones too.
Come on.
That's false.
False. Not gonna get out of here with that shit.
Dudes love to hear ourselves talk about nothing, Matt. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
That's Seinfeld's about nothing.
Yeah,
that didn't work out.
Seinfeld's a great show.
That didn't work out at all for them.
Nah, nine seasons and on top. Nah, terrible.
Yeah. They had and they got into syndication. Okay, not bad.
Right.
Oh, and Wood. Yeah, we were talking about nothing and Tommy's Wood.
Yeah, we got into Wood. We got into that.
If you want to turn people off, we'll talk about Tommy's Wood.
Yeah, I mean that's. You think you're mad now? Yeah. We're not eBay resellers. Wait till we start talking about Tommy's Wood.
I'm sure, like Tracy, at some point in the middle of the night, after a few drinks, talks about that.
I think she just talks about the regrets. Tommy regrets.
How did I get myself into this?
How did I get into this co-host chair?
This craziness.
John, what's better, Poshmark or Mercari? Go.
Which was the first one?
Depends what you're selling.
Poshmark or Mercari? Which platform is better?
If I'm selling sneakers, I'm going Poshmark.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If I'm selling like used engines, I'm going Mercari.
Mercari. I had some bad luck in Mercari. I didn't really.
Yeah.
As a buyer, I didn't have great luck.
I never used either.
What about upsell? What's upsell? How is that for resellers?
I don't even know what upsell is.
It's another app for like Mercari.
Really? I've never heard of that one.
Maybe I was onto something that was a scam, and I didn't realize my credit card now is on the dark web. That's possible.
Tracy says Tommy has very nice wood. That's good to know.
It does. It's lined up really well. It's got great. Stuff. Yeah.
You're talking behind him.
Yes. That's.
I was talking about the wood in front of him.
John just cut off.
It takes him a minute. He's like a dog sniffing out things. He's like, oh, it was behind the couch.
Ah, okay.
All right. That's where my toy was.
I didn't know which one you were talking about.
It's Graywood too, which I think is maybe you should get that checked out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
hard
feel like
because
it's
like that, nothing was absorbing. That's for sure.
All right, so they have another tech question.
Okay.
Again, a microphone for my Osmo action camera, one that compact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a great choice, and it's pretty much going to be like a
Like
exact.
what you have on your GoPro, right?
Yeah, this is like a copy of the Rode, so it's going to be like totally similar. And that Rode is definitely a great mic to get. There's no qualms about it.
So those Osmos are pretty. Those
Yeah, the
are
Rode
actually nice
video
little
mic.
cameras. Those are nice little cameras.
Yeah, the Osmos are good, but the thing is, it is
Are
important.
they better than the GoPros? Would you say?
I would say visually they're really close, but the audio is even worse. Like audio is not great on the GoPro; it's even worse on the Osmos.
Yeah, and that's why everybody's good. It doesn't matter because they're both so bad. You might as well get the pencil mic. So
right, just get a mic anyway because it's going to improve.
Now, I like that camera. I almost bought it. I think it's pretty good. I'm still on the fence.
Here comes my nemesis, Philly Picker.
Hello.
Me and him need to combine shows and call it like the Philly Picker, Flipper, Picker Upper or something like
Flipper
that.
Picker, slap it down, rub it.
How you doing, Philly Picker?
Yeah, so that's guys.
That's not confusing at all, by the way. I've called you both Philly Picker, Flipper a couple times in accident. I've caught myself.
You're not the only one.
Yeah. So I'm not the only one with name problems there, Paul.
There's people that have been messaging him for about like 2 hours, thinking they're talking to me the whole time, until they realize he's like, "Hey, I gotta go to my job." They're like, "Wait, you work?" They're like, "Oh wait, this is not Paul."
You're talking about Tommy's Wood for an hour. What's going on with you? Stop it.
Like, wait a second, we got the wrong guy.
That's pretty funny.
There's people like Cameron over here, or is it Gravity Goods Cameron? He sent Joe a picture of me streaming. He's like, "Hey, I'm watching your stream," and Joe's like, "That's not me."
That's great. That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah,
it is funny.
So, and then there's sometimes where he comes into the stream and he says hi, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey, Paul." I was like, "No, I'm Joe." And then he's like, "Oh, when you see Paul, tell him this."
That's
and they give him a note to tell me. So
that's Gravity Goods.
Yeah, Gravity Goods Cameron. Yes.
I see him right here. I got him.
Yeah, he has a couple different channels as well. Okay,
so you guys are resellers, but it seems like really a good portion of you guys, and this is what's so cool, really, to be honest. You all have a lot of you have YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, mostly everybody that's in my chat right now has channels and has content on it. I would probably say like 80% of the people have content, and the 20% are just like watchers, but they have desire to produce content in the future as well. Yeah.
So they're set up. They did that first step. They're ready to go. And sometimes just using the platform for a while and just being on it is a great way to get a feel before you start having to even buy one light. I think it's a great way to learn.
Plus the new iPhones. I mean, even and the Samsung phones. If you use them right, and you can even download some apps for free, it's like incredible what you can do with them.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, absolutely.
There's always workarounds, and whether or not they work great or not, that's sometimes you got to work that out for the particular person, because like we talk about a lot of different stuff, but then if your PC is like 10 years old, that could be a problem too. That's why StreamYard is so great. You could literally have a 10-year-old PC and you don't need much power to stream.
Nope.
Yeah. That's what I learned when I kind of took this whole thing seriously. I got a whole new build. And I was always calling my internet provider. I'm like, "Hey, I'm paying for 220 download.
Right.
I'm only getting 50." And they were like, "Your PC can only handle 50."
It's not us. You are the blockage right now. Yeah. That's you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah. Then as soon as I got the M1 Mac Mini.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh.
And I was like, "Oh, look at this. This is what speed feels like." Okay. This is
now,
good.
Paul, did you call them back and apologize?
No.
Okay.
It was me the whole time. I'm sorry.
I'll send you a card. You'll be fine.
Actually, to be fair, before I got the computer, I was like, "Yo, something's not right. Get a technician over here."
Yeah.
The tech came the day I got the new setup, and he's like, "All right, let me run the speed." Like you're getting 220. And I was like, "Wait a minute." I'm like, I had 50 yesterday. then he's like, "What changed?" I'm like, "Well, I was using that Lenovo yesterday."
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
changed.
You see
And
the
you gotta-
correlation here, sir?
And you got to remember it's your upload speed that helps you with streaming. So your
Yeah.
download stream is different. So
Did you do what was your upload? I'm curious.
Yeah, what was your
My
upload?
upload
20
was no, I think it's like 20 right now still. It's
That's about
just,
right. That's about right.
It's a weird because I'm in a warehouse, so like this is where all my inventory is.
Sure.
So
Okay.
because I'm in a warehouse, I have to get business internet because it's a commercial
Oh.
place.
Fine.
Right.
So I can't get residential internet here. So
Right.
it's a cheapest plan for business
Yep.
is like 220 download and like 25 upload.
That's more than enough, though.
Jesus.
That's crazy, though.
Which is like I could have a whole office here of computers using
Right.
that.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, all I have is just me right here on this thing.
Well, maybe you need to sublet your upstream. Oh my
For
goodness.
Sure. So
That's crazy.
That's what I'm dealing with. Yeah, but I should probably do that. I should like rent out like a little office room saying, "Hey,
You guys, you
wanna
little
come?
gamer gods, want to come over here for a couple
I'll tell
hours
you.
and pay me a couple bucks? Yeah.
I tell you, I give props to Common Tags in here, man. She's got some really nice thumbnails. She's got a
Yeah.
nice channel.
yeah, Courtney, yeah, she's killing it."
Yeah.
And she's one of the people that said that she can. She's growing her channel with basic tech. Like she doesn't have any crazy tech, and she's growing her channel like crazy. So yeah, that's a.
Yeah. And you look at it like she's learned what to do. She learned how to take thumbnails. The lighting is like impeccable. Yeah, she got a lot of great things going on here.
Yeah.
So, and but it's hard work. You don't get there by accident. That's for sure. It's hard work.
Compared to Tommy Bernhard, he has terrible thumbnails. I don't know who that guy is, but his thumbnails are.
Well, I mean, half of it's really good. You know, I feel
what
like.
what do you have against Tracy? Huh, Jay?
I
I'm
like
doing
them
this
both.
eye.
I like them both.
Yeah. Oh, look at you! You're the UN. Oh my God. Pick a team, brother.
They're
He's
great.
Switzerland over
I'm
here.
Team Tracy.
They're a great team,
Switzerland.
though. I think they really work well together. I do enjoy them.
Oh, they're
watching
great
them.
together. Yeah, they have the right sugar and sweet, or salty and sweet, whatever you want to call it.
Salty and sweet.
Well, I don't know what Jay is talking about.
I know
but it
you
sounds
don't,
like
but most of the people here
salty
understand the
and
contrast.
Salty and sweet. That's
reminds me
what
of
I
prom
wanted.
night, 1989.
I love putting salt on my ice cream. Just
Danielle,
like
I'm so
salty and sweet
sorry
at the
that you have
same
to live
time.
with this. Blink if you need help.
If my wife is still listening, make a
Like,
comment.
Carissa is heading out. Carissa, thank you. for
Nice to
stopping
meet
by.
you, Carissa.
It was nice meeting you. Yes.
Or
Y'all take care. Love it.
yeah, she's from Fort Worth. Or
Oh,
Dallas.
really?
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
That's what
Nice. All right.
they
I'm
say
in
down
Jersey, by the way, so I'm not far from you guys.
There are llama farms there too, bro.
Yeah, there
I know
is
that for a
absolutely.
fact.
I've heard this.
I've heard this.
Yeah, I've heard that down the grapevine that
I've
they're
heard this enough.
Well,
So important.
South Jersey is like the farmlands, man. There's a huge contrast between
Yes.
South and North Jersey.
Jersey
Yeah,
cows.
it's
That's where that
insane.
come from, people.
Actually, there's more dairy farms north Jersey.
Oh, is that
Really?
right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You'll be surprised how much farm land there is in New Jersey, especially like it's just tends to be west no matter what most of the time. But it's
Yeah.
like you go to the tip top of New Jersey where it comes into New York, there's farms up there.
Oh
Tippity
yeah,
top,
the-
yep.
Yeah, and there's
probably,
farms through
like
the middle part of New Jersey. Southern
west side.
you get a little less.
I live in a
Yeah,
city.
like-
I live in a city, and there's a cow farm literally a mile from me.
Right.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
That's Dairyland for you. It's so whack. Yeah. There's also a bar about the same distance, so it's just typical Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've been
Cameron is saying thank you for commenting on his latest video. Look at
I'm
that.
trying to catch up right now and do that because I like to leave a comment on anybody I sub because first of all, they don't see if I sub or not, and plus I like to go in, leave a comment, and I also tend to watch a few minutes of a video just to see what
Get
they're
a
doing,
vibe,
how
see
they're
what they're
doing, what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any farms in Camden?
There's definitely some farms.
There's
Just-
farms.
Yeah,
not-
they're
just
under
not all
lights.
farms.
they sell marijuana mostly
Yeah,
there.
They definitely grow some things in camp.
They can
Right.
read at night as they pick the plants. Yeah.
And it's actually better than it used to be. So,
Is that right? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they got a whole aquarium there now, Jay. It's a
Ah.
very safe place.
Ah.
They built an aquarium, built a baseball park. Yeah,
Yeah, they
it's
built
very
that
good.
aquarium years ago, though. Like
All
literally
right.
25 years ago, I would say. But Paul, you been to Newark?
Newark. I flew. That where the airport is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where
yeah,
they
yeah.
are.
That's a
the
love.
same
That's a
thing?
terrible airport.
You're not stopping by the fun section, but
I've been to Newark Airport plenty of times, but I've never been to actually the city.
the middle.
itself.
Yeah, that's where I work.
Is that a good or bad? I don't know.
It's busy.
It's there. It exists.
Kind of similar to Canada.
Yeah.
See, Robo says Newark has some farms there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he knows.
Right.
I know.
Exactly.
Not as good as the farms in Sheboygan. No, Sheboygan has
No.
the best.
You know, they got the real farms up there. If you want.
Sausage farms.
Proud.
They do. Oh my God, the sausage plants up there are ridiculous.
See, I wasn't joking.
No, I mean that's where, that's where like all the
If
brat
you guys
makers.
need like sausage advice, Jay's your guy.
That's where. Well, that's where Johnsonville is, man. Johnsonville's up
Sausage
the
and
road.
cheese heads.
So,
Yeah.
Johnsonville brats.
Brats
Yeah.
and cheese. That's
Yeah.
what Wisconsin's known for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. More actually about beer than anything here, or drinking.
Yeah.
This is a
And
heavy
people
drinking
like
state.
give you guys like a bad about that. Like I would love to be known for beer, cheese, and sausage. That's a great thing.
I'll be honest with you.
It's
Well, we are the city of festivals, and there's a reason why. So we are highly diverse in that area, and so there's a lot of beer drinking and cheese going on here. That's for sure. Good. That's a good place to party. Let me tell you, Madison too. Madison's a great place.
I've heard good. I had somebody that used to work for me in my old job. She got a job and she moved to Madison, and she said, "Madison is lit." That was
It's
her
lit
word
up.
for word.
She's not
She
wrong.
said Madison is lit, and I was like,
Yeah.
"That's not something I would have ever guessed." You would
Oh
ever say.
yeah, there's crazy lit there. That's for sure. Yeah. Good time.
I work. I mean, I'm right next to New York City, so there's always stuff going on.
There's
here,
nothing
that's
there,
for sure.
man. There's nothing. There's a dead city.
Just kind of busy.
Joe says his car up in Jersey City out there was stolen 20 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Still
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for it.
Yep. Yep.
I hope I find it.
That's actually where my dad lives in Jersey City, and he's actually retiring, going and moving to Japan to retire.
Wow, that's that's not really a big. Is there a big expat community in Japan? You don't know about
A big what?
expat, like
Expatriates.
yeah.
U.S. people moving there a lot is what he means to say.
You never heard of expat before?
Not really. No.
I thought that was a pretty common phrase. I think
Like, what the hell is
Not
he saying?
Not in Jersey. Hang on, Paul. I need a minute
Okay,
to decipher to him what you were
Okay,
trying to
yes.
say.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, Jay, please
so
please
we're
tell him what I'm trying to say.
so John, we're patriots, and so if we move over there and live there, it's kind of like we were a patriot here, and now we're kind of extra patriots.
So they're
in the
not
USA.
they're not a patriot if they move to like a different country.
It's just a word. Man. Don't get
It's
caught.
just a phrase.
It's a
man.
I
phrase.
just
Step-
didn't want to
Step
surprise my
through
dad
it,
and
man.
tell him
Step
that.
over it. Let's go
Most
through.
people choose like Mexico or Central America or
True.
South America, where it's
Oh,
like
he's actually
more bang for your buck, and that's where they go. Yeah.
It's true.
he's married to a Japanese wife. It's my stepmom. She's a little bit younger than me, and
Just got the answer for you there.
and
I think we got the
her-
answer.
Telling
What
us,
happened?
how families work. Yeah,
Her
she's
family.
married to her,
Yeah,
so
right.
She becomes my stepmom. That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah. Stepmom, do you get 2 presents at Christmas?
They're only 26 years in difference in age, so
Only.
It sounds like you approve this.
so her family owns a green tea farm, and so they're moving to Japan.
Oh,
Yeah.
green tea.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm a coffee guy.
Interesting. I was surprised when I went to travel to Ecuador. There's a lot of expats there. It was
Costa
there was
Rica
one
too,
city-
isn't there? I mean, it feels like that.
Yeah, it makes sense too.
Yeah.
and I heard people going to Mexico, but I was surprised about Ecuador. I went to one city called Cuenca,
I'm
and
surprised.
it was probably 10% of the city was expatriates. It was insane.
All right.
I know Costa Rica's come a long way with that too. A lot of
Yeah.
people moving there. Yep.
Yeah, I guess it's good and bad for the poor
Because
people of Costa
if you
Rica.
moved there like 20 years ago, you're making out like a bandit.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
You know, I
But
mean,
that's
literally.
why I was surprised you said Japan, because I feel like that's like the dollar
expensive
less
to
in
live there.
Japan than-
It is.
yeah,
Right. You'd have to have a reason, and he does.
Yeah.
to move to
Oh,
Japan.
He
I think
has-
we all. Yeah.
Yeah, probably at least 2 reasons.
It would not be the
Right. 3, maybe if you include the get away from me. So
problem solved. But he could have done that going to Mexico or Canada or Greenland.
True.
So, you know,
Yeah, Greenland. Yeah,
that's where a lot of
not what-
expats like to
that's
go.
not what you hear much.
Greenland, Jesus.
Come on, man. It's growing. It's huge now.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm sure.
Huge.
Greenland
You know,
community is-
it's getting warm up there, and you know, it's a lot of green land.
global warming is probably going to be good for Greenland. People
I'm
might
just
even
saying.
Right.
might come
It's going
up
to
there.
boost the economy up there.
Dodo birds coming back there. It's great. Great
There you
Costa
go.
Rica. Yeah, see, yeah, Cameron's half Costa Rican, so that's there you go.
There you go.
Awesome.
And good coffee. Yeah, it's all good stuff.
Yeah, I've never been there, but it's on my list to see.
I agree. It's on my list too. I've thought about it. I'm like, everybody keeps saying, "Come on down." I'm like, oh, okay.
You never toured in Costa Rica?
No.
Your
Never been there.
band isn't big down there?
No, we're not big down there. Not big.
Not big in Costa Rica.
We're not big in Costa Rica. No.
We got to find some Costa Rican streamers and then make them play your music, and then
No.
Tommy's wood is big in Costa Rica.
No. I'd like to go to South. I mean, I've been to South America, but not touring. But I would like to. I mean, that's where a lot of the percussion instruments that I play are from. So it'd be nice to go down there and actually go where they're truly authentic and hang with that vibe. That would be a lot. That would be kind of a cool bucket list trip for me, honestly. But
wait, what, Cameron? It says, let's all go. You make the plans, Paul, and I will pay you.
I'm
Paul makes
saying
all the plans.
I like it.
Where did you get this Paul from? Is there another Paul that he's
well, you're
referring
going to
to?
increase shipping cost.
He's referring to Philly Picker Paul, not Philly
Oh.
Picker.
Right, he's making that mistake.
Yeah, that's what
Oh.
he's saying.
Well,
Okay, I
got
get
me
it,
too
I get it,
excited.
Cameron. Okay.
Got me too excited.
I always get those guys mixed up.
Yeah.
For sure.
It could work. It could work for your benefit this time.
Where have you been in South America, Jay?
I went to La Paz and Tacna, Peru. Very interesting places. Really cool. Yeah, so I think Butch and Sundance, they ended up there. I think they died there, actually. And it's really weird when you fly into La Paz, which is a very scary thing. And in fact,
is that in Peru? Is La Paz in Peru? Or
yes, yeah, it's Peru.
Okay.
And so you come in at crazy altitude. And so you're supposed to, so we flew in, and the airport, of course, is at the top, tippy top. And you fly in, go there, and then you go, and the bottom of the city is at a bowl. So the city is kind of a bowl. And it was told to us, and it was made clear when we were there, that like if you live at the lower elevations, it's like, well, it's where the richer people live. And I'm like, okay. And you would see people drive like an hour down this bowl to get to work every day. Yeah.
Wow.
And they're in trucks, and they're just hardworking, and they're just trying to make it. And I'm like, it's really, it makes you feel grateful. I can tell you that. But the people were so kind and welcoming. But we were there to actually import about 20 or 30 llamas. We were there to go. We went into the mountains and hand selected with Sherpas up there, animals to bring back to the States.
Really?
Yeah.
How
Same
much
thing.
does that cost?
A lot.
That sounds like a very pricey thing.
It was insane. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a cheap thing, and they had to go to the Truman Center for importation, so they were there for 6 months, and so it's a horror deal. Yeah.
That's northwestern South America.
Yeah. And so
Peru.
we stopped. We're in like a Boeing whatever, and I remember we landed in this weird place in the mountains. It was just a landing strip, and it had a shack, and there's like 100 people on board, and we're like, what are we landing here for? We land, and this little old woman comes running out of the shack and boards the plane, and we take off for La Paz.
That was the bathroom.
I'm
That was
like,
the bathroom.
no, she was waiting for like a connection there. I'm like, what? I am not. I'm going to die here. What is this place?
Public transportation areas.
I'm like,
You
I'm
must have
like-
like looked at each other like, this is unreal.
I thought we had been taken, like the plane was taken over. I'm like, what is happening here? It was really weird. I'm not going to lie. But, people in the States have just an odd take of what is going on in the world sometimes. But that one got me. That was like, woo.
Yeah. I went to Colombia for travel a couple years ago, and that's a whole world in itself right there too. And
Ooh, yeah.
It's got to be a lot of undercover stuff going on there.
Yeah.
We landed in Cartagena, which is like the party city.
Okay.
And our first taxi driver pulled over, put a bunch of coke out. I was like, "You guys want?"
What?
First person we came in contact with in Colombia was like, "Hey, you guys want coke?"
It's like eating
he
lunch.
pops
You
open
guys,
a bottle of Coke.
Yeah, he just like legit opened it, like look apartment, like, "Hey, if you guys want it, right here."
I mean,
That's like
I
the
want to be
dance
surprised,
clubs.
but
That's like a dance club in 1985 in New York City.
It was insane. I was
that's
like,
insane.
"Man."
That's and so I have to ask, what was your response?
Of course not.
I just, of course not. Look at him. Of course not. I mean, look at me.
Yeah. But like you go down like the
Did you
the
sleep the
main
next 2 days?
streets, and there's like street peddlers, and they want to sell you sunglasses, hats, or whatever. And then as soon as you say like no, they're like, "Man, I got everything."
Everything.
Yeah.
And then
well,
they
Right
walk
here.
another block, and then they rob it from you, and then you buy it
yeah,
over again.
I was
Right,
like,
right.
the way you said everything makes me just like want to.
I
You
got
got
everything.
got triggered.
Yeah, I don't feel like I want what you.
I don't want anything that you're selling, sir.
I got everything, and it all feels the same in the dark.
Oh. God.
Man, John came across the same person I came across. Okay, that's good. to know.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Then
I'm
you know
saying.
it was worth the money, right?
His name is Pee Wee Herman.
Creepy
Uber
Pete.
drivers are
Creepy
flying
Pete.
Colombia. Yeah, we had to do Uber because
Yeah.
but apparently Uber in Colombia is also illegal because they want the taxis to have all the money.
Right.
Oh.
So like sometimes we go into Uber. Well, this was a couple years ago. Maybe it changed now. But they're like, if we get pulled over, just tell them that we're your friends and I'm driving you somewhere because they're saying it's like illegal to Uber.
Awesome.
There's cocaine everywhere.
But you Uber guys are the problem. I got it.
Illegal.
That's
Right.
fine. That's
Cocaine's
fantastic.
fine. It's it's a ritual in Colombia.
In fact, the Uber driver's like, just tell them you're my friends. It's gonna work out. You guys want any? Yeah.
But it is funny how things like work like that because my uncle and aunt moved to Hawaii like 25 years ago, and he was a truck driver for years. You cannot become a truck driver in Hawaii. I mean, that is like their jobs.
It's generational, right?
That's
Like
it.
it's passed down at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
So he literally had to start a new business, and he started a carpet cleaning business, and then through years got into
Same
mold
thing.
remediation and everything. And he makes out like a bandit there.
Our worlds take weird paths sometimes. It's funny. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so BC Paul wants to know: did you make any money of the llama endeavor?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would hope so.
That's how he got all his drums.
You almost got killed in a terrorist attack by a shack.
That was no. You want to talk
about?
about scary? If you've ever seen that footage where the buses are driving like at 7,000 feet on those edges,
yes,
and people are coming at you, but there's one that happened. That shit happened. And I got to tell you, I had brown pants my whole
I
way
would too. I've seen those videos.
I don't blame you. Yeah, that's
People hanging off the bus.
Yeah,
They're like sitting
I'm like-
on top.
I'm like, I'm out. Get me, and there's nowhere to go, and it's so desolate. All you see are wolves and like people who didn't make it up the mountain. And I'm like, this is just not. What did I do here? This is the worst decision I ever made. Not only that, but we didn't take the recommended day wait to get acclimated to the 10,000 feet, and I was just like huffing and puffing. I'm like, I can't even. I got to go home.
Yeah,
This is
that's
horrible.
another thing you gotta, because like the Andes are up there. Like Ecuador was all. You think of Ecuador, you think of equator, super warm, you know?
Right.
But it's right on the Andes, so it's really high elevation too. So
Right.
Yeah,
That's right
makes
next
it
to
cool.
Peru too. Right next to Peru.
Right.
Yeah.
The elevation's real down there. And I was like, okay. But yeah, that little driving on the edges there,
Yeah,
I've seen
that's-
rocks slip off, and I'm like, I can't. This is the worst. I can't do it.
Joe said you can't be a bounty hunter in Hawaii either. Dog is dog.
He's the only one. Oh, he's
Dog-
not there. He's in Florida now. So
Right.
yeah.
Dog
Yeah.
wishes he had the money he had in Hawaii.
I
That
think
guy's
he-
broke.
Apparently
He's
dog-
broke with
dog-
6
dog
ex-wives
can
or something.
find this guy now or something. I don't know.
Well, his last wife passed away though.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's true. So 4 ex-wives.
7, 8. I don't know.
He's got quite a few ex-wives. I'm just saying, and he lives in Hawaii. It's
And
expensive.
the dog lives on.
Someone should
dog's-
check into what the dog's doing. Maybe something's wrong with him. Why does he have so many ex-people around?
Yeah.
Ex-wives.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's a pattern forming.
If there's any bones in his backyard, right?
I'm just saying. These are the wives that we know of.
How many wives are there?
Next thing you know, I'm
Dog.
gonna get a cease and desist letter from Dog's team.
I know.
Oh,
yeah.
I know, right?
He slams it down on us. He starts
Thank
cleaning
God
our
it's on your
closets.
channel.
Yeah, right. It's been great knowing you, Flipper.
Let's talk about
Okay.
more stuff that we're not supposed to talk about.
I'll just switch to Picker real quick. No one's
Yeah.
gonna be. No, I left.
Oh, maybe we can get to some, some shenanigans about, wiki or
It's
something.
expensive to have 6 wives. Yeah, you're right, Joe.
It's very expensive.
I'm sure to have one is expensive. To have 6 is
Ridiculous.
that's 6 times more expensive. Is that how
You
math
have to
works, right?
move to Sheboygan.
Yeah, it's cheaper up there.
It's cheaper in Sheboygan.
That's where Kohler headquarters is. You can get cheap toilets, though, out of their floor
I
shore.
feel like this is
No
the
shit.
most,
Yeah, that's
like-
Kohler's right there in Sheboygan. Yeah.
Little bit
Really?
of shit though.
No shit. Got it. Such
This
a-
is like
Jeez.
the most like publicity Sheboygan ever got in any live stream, I think, ever.
It really
That's
is.
true. They might be calling us for more business.
No, man, I told you they just had the Ryder Cup there. The whole world was there. It was crazy.
The way YouTube algorithm works, everyone in Sheboygan's going to see the show now.
They're like Kohler's like, we got a bump on our YouTube. Why is that? And we're like, well,
Sold
Philly,
a lot of toilets that week.
Philly Picker had these idiots on there, and they kept talking about Sheboygan for some reason.
Why his name is Philly? Why are you talking about Sheboygan? What's going on?
So I got a reverse question for you.
Yeah.
Paul, how did you get involved with like eBay reselling? Did you have any other business or job before this? Did you start part-time and then get into it full-time? Do you still have a full-time job?
This is my show. Okay, I asked the questions.
You sound like John.
That's
you sound
awesome.
like John.
Yes, that would be my answer.
Exactly
to
what John
Paul.
would say. Listen, first off, this is my show.
I
will
love
ask
that
the
answer.
questions.
Yeah,
that's
but
John.
It sounds so much cooler when John said it. He's like a deep
I know,
voice.
it's scary voice. It's very mafia. Man, it's
I'm
like-
here.
You seriously just made me laugh because that was funny.
that was funny.
You sound like an idiot, probably, but hey, it's okay.
I love it.
I will answer your question, John.
Grudgingly.
Thank you, sir. Thank
I
you.
used to own a moving company, and I would do reselling on the side because I found out about it through Gary V, of all people.
Okay.
You ever heard of Gary V?
Yes.
He's from Jersey, I think, right? He's from the neck of the woods.
I'm not sure, but I know a lot of people speak about him and very good most of the time.
Yeah, he's like a public speaker guy, like motivational speaker guy.
Motivational, right.
Yeah, but he does a lot about business. So when I had my business, I wanted to see how to grow it, and he was all about Facebook ads and how to grow it through social media. And I was like a younger guy at the time. I was like, okay, this is what I need to listen to. And in one of his shows, he's like, I challenge all my viewers this summer to make an extra 20 grand in the summer by going to yard sales. And I was like, what the hell? How? Yard sales? What? And
Wow.
I just started doing that in 2019, and then slowly grew. And then after COVID happened, my moving business pretty much shut down because all of my guys wanted to stay home and get paid by the government and not come lift couches anymore. So
Surprisingly.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe that? Yeah.
You would think they would just want to just say no to that money and come lift couches and make 20 floor trips with me all the time.
Paul, it's American dream.
Yeah. So when that happened, I was like, okay, I shut down the moving company and just did this full time because it's easier to pack a video game than to lift a couch. That's
Gotcha.
Tough work. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. That really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you had the COVID chaos, switch in life too, really.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. I feel like almost everybody, it had to affect them in one way or another.
Absolutely.
You have something this big and not have any effect in your life at all.
yeah.
So, yeah,
if it didn't happen, I wouldn't have a channel.
Ditto.
Yes.
Ditto.
There wouldn't be a channel at all.
Yeah. It's really,
So it's
all
pretty
three of us are
incredible.
here for that. And I think, YouTube's littered with people trying to do the same thing.
Right.
It is a thing, the passion economy, or what do they call it? But, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If it didn't happen, I'll be probably in some building in Philly right now on the third floor, trying to figure out how to get a dresser
Around the corner.
down the steps. That's always amazed me is because in Philadelphia we have very narrow hallways and staircases, and then there's no elevators.
Yeah.
They're
Right. God almighty, man.
So people move, and I'm like, how the hell did you get this thing up here? And then they're like, I don't know. It was just here. So
Yeah, they move it up
there
there.
were
It never
situations
leaves
where,
for 30 years.
I had to take ropes and take it down the window from the third
like
or
a
fourth
piano
floor.
moving, right?
Yeah, because it wasn't fitting through the staircase.
So you were a mover. So those straps that they attach to the harnesses on each side?
Yeah.
The guys who brought my refrigerator in, I had to take the door off when I have a bi-level on the what do they call that? The flooring right before the staircase, the landing.
Yeah.
It was tight right there. And man, it's that is an art by using those belts with the straps underneath to lift things up and then make the turns.
It saves your back for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you got to be in sync with the guy that you're doing it with too. There's nothing worse. I've moved a lot in my life, and I hate moving people like a couch. You got to go around a corner, down the stairs, and they've never moved anything. They have no preset of before we get here. make sure we turn to get the space and the angle
Yeah.
and they have no idea because they've
No
never
idea how
done
to
it.
work.
There's such a skill to moving.
You're
different
absolutely
pieces of
right
furniture.
about that. Because I
Reminds
mean, I
me
have
of,
young
like,
kids.
like Ross from Friends when he's like,
Yes. And I end up losing, like I'm a musician and I'd be moving stuff and I'm losing fingers and limbs because this idiot is smashing my fingers without, it's just, I shove it harder. No, no, we don't shove harder. It doesn't.
What are you waiting for, dude? I'm like against the wall.
I'm picking up my finger, you idiot.
That's true.
Like, what, are you bleeding? What are you bleeding, you sissy?
You just
Come on, man.
amputated me.
Yeah, and that's the worst because like I have to always train new guys because every time I would change them, they would like do whatever. And the new guys, they think, oh yeah, I'm young, I'm in my teens, I can do whatever. And they go and they like break a wall because they
yeah. So shortcuts. I have one for you. So I got a king size mattress and it's a little thick. And going up the stairs,
Your mattress?
You must hate this, but when they build these stairways down and they keep the ceiling really low and they don't cut it at the bottom, so you can't turn anything, right? There's no space, and these guys spent like an hour trying to move this mattress. And really what they should have done, I think took shortcuts, is taken the straps, cranked it, and probably bent it a little bit.
That's
no,
something we do. Yeah,
they just started like kicking at it and scratching my wall up and just all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, I'm watching this going on. I can't.
That's
even
when I throw people out by the head.
Sounds like you hired movers from Sheboygan. That's what it sounds
No,
like.
they were deliverers. They were deliverers for the
meat packing.
The mattress company. Meat packing. You just punch it harder. You slap it harder. It'll get up
be
there.
Like Rocky, soften that meat up.
If you bruise the meat, then it tastes better.
Did they ask for a tip afterwards, or no? Did they ask for a tip?
I gave him no tip.
Dude, he gave him the whole thing, but
the whole enchilada. I gave him a whole enchilada, and they were like,
"Oh, whoa,
dude, this is true. This is the truth. It took 3 times for Home Depot to get my refrigerator upstairs undamaged. The second guy who came, he goes, and I paid for this through Home Depot to take my old refrigerator downstairs, $25. They move it to another room. He tried to gouge me for $150. I'm like, dude, I paid for this already. What are you talking about? Well, we don't have to do it. And I was like, all right. Then I was like, see you later, bye. And so then he left because he scratched the front of the fridge anyway. And then the third people came and they rocked it. And I still have to leave a fantastic review for these 2 guys because I'm going to go there and I am going to leave these people like a golden review. They rocked it. So
good movers are absolutely gold. Yeah. I mean,
I have been out of business since March. I still get about 5 to 10 phone calls a day.
Is that
through
right?
referrals that people call me for moving.
Do you take any of those?
If it's something like simple, like, hey, I have no offense to you, John, a fridge, I would say yes.
Right.
I can handle. I have
a wash machine,
dollies that I can handle myself. I can just put that on the dolly and just I know how to do it. So something like small like that, I would say yes to. Also, if it's like a fun job, like if someone's like, hey, I'm moving to like LA, and I'm like,
I'm moving to Colombia.
that's tempting. Like so maybe I would say yes to that, but I say no to most of them, and then I refer them to a good company that I trust as well, and say, hey, you should call these people.
All right.
But
cool.
it was insane how many, like, because I only started a business after the Eagles won. So that was 2018. When the Eagles won, I decided to start my own. That was like my whole.
That was your inspiration.
Yeah.
Like,
is that what you lifted over the top? Was Philly winning, or just like to say Philly won?
They're like, the Eagles won. Like, I don't have to work this job anymore. And I was like, I'm done.
Because all Philly people thought the day that Philly wins, the end of the world is here.
Yeah.
And if that happens, we don't have to do anything. That means we're all dead.
Like, I'm still in disbelief that we won. Like, I still feel like sometimes going to go back. And
it was incredible. It was incredible.
In disbelief you won too.
Yeah, so
it
wasn't that long. It was 2018, right?
Yeah.
So in 3 years, I built my company from scratch to getting 5 to 10 phone calls a day without being in business anymore. And it was all pretty much through word of mouth because, like you said, good movers are hard to find.
Moving people are like
really good.
Like moving companies remind me of today's construction people too. Like if you show up, if you do good work, you don't need to advertise. People got your back.
And good people are non-existent right now. They are booked for months.
Oh my goodness, it's really rough.
you know. And so whoever you get, and I try to warn like
Treat 'em.
people all the
Treat 'em
time,
good.
like don't get somebody that right now they do a big job. Wait till next year, man. And like they end up getting somebody because they have to have it done. And my God, it's a shit show. You know,
The two guys
It's
I
bad.
had looked like they were still in high school, and they had like they'd never moved anything. And I'm like, this is going to end horribly. Get the,
It's gonna be
get the
bad, right?
popcorn because this is going to be bad for the house.
But you're a great example of like, this is what we say all the time is like when you do the hustle and you work hard. Like I think that the younger generation, they just like, they don't know what working hard is, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, you got to work, like you
I've
bust your
learned that the
butt.
hard way. Trying to hire employees, man.
Hire them.
It's,
Yeah.
It's impossible.
If you
And
tell a
then,
kid, oh, you're gonna have to get out of school now, and you have to grind, and
Yeah.
really work. They're like, no, pops. That's not gonna happen.
That's not what school teaches them, man. The school
I know,
today is like,
it's sad.
hey, the world revolves around you. Whatever you want to do, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
Oh, you mean like
You're the planet. The moons are everybody else.
I have to spend a couple hours here to become like a YouTuber? I have to like edit stuff and I
No, they don't. They go to TikTok. Spend 45
yeah, they'll
seconds.
just write. You're
the
absolutely
doing
right.
the duck lips. I think that's the the way that
or people put like content for like a month. Like, what's happening? I'm not growing.
I'm
I've
not
been
trending.
Doing this for a whole month. I have like no subscribers.
I have no subscribers.
What is happening?
I don't
This whole
understand
YouTube
because
thing is a sham.
I'm telling
It
people to
is.
subscribe. I tell them all the time to subscribe.
I put up
no,
a
they're like, it must be my mic.
yeah.
my mic.
Better lights. You need better lights.
No, you know what it is? I think it's hilarious because like that's the first thing they do. They start a video and then they spend about 4 minutes telling you about how you should subscribe. I'm going to start this channel. I'm going to have content. It's all about them, and no one knows who you are. They don't want to hear it.
4 minutes in, you get past the stinger, and all they're
30
telling you to
minutes, though.
subscribe. Yeah, it's like
I'm out of here.
The subscribe button is really hard to find, you know. So it's a good thing that people.
yeah. I
people say
have
that.
no idea where that button is, Chief. I mean, thank God you told me 100 times.
And then they're like, if it's red, that's not good. You should make it gray.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Oh,
I've heard
is
that.
That's how it works. Oh.
I'm excited to make it go red now. Okay.
This guy's begging me to subscribe. That's just going to make me do the opposite.
People, oh yeah.
By the way,
that's,
subscribe.
That's another thing.
Don't subscribe to me. I don't want any of you people near my channel. No, I don't know if that's written. That reverse psychology doesn't really work that great.
Tommy makes a good point. A lot of resellers, they think their way to growing to the top is like, a lot of times big resellers they share what's sold, and they're like, oh, let me go buy a $5 item from this guy and say, hey, this is my channel, send everybody here. They think that little bump is going to make their channel go over the top.
And you see that with
wow.
you see that too. That's very much along the line of these people who call themselves influencers, and the ones who send me stuff and I'll influence my 3 people. And it got so out of hand. So many people are doing it. I mean, you remember they would always be like, "Oh, the most expensive room and the most expensive vacation spot hotel," and they're like, "If you just give me a free room," and they're like, "We had to tell people no more influencers. You guys are calling like every day." Like 100 times a day, and we don't need your 3 people to be influenced for a $4,000 stay.
Like, I don't think you guys know how influencer works. Like, we're gonna call you if
Right.
we want you here. Like,
Build up your base.
Right.
Bring us a thing. Get a portfolio for God's sake.
Do the hard work.
Yeah. No, I'm going to do you, and then I'll get big. Time
And
is
that's
right.
the thing. Like I've spent time talking to Tommy, and and a lot of people know this, and a lot of people don't. And I know Tommy for a fact. He'll go to Social Blade, and he'll go look up stuff, and you can tell what people are doing, whether or not they're cheating, whether or not they're getting subscribers, and it's very obvious. And
It is.
It's
black and white, really.
That's the thing. Like, dude, you haven't even been here a year yet, and you're just trying to get subscribers. Like, what about your watch hours? That's going to be even harder.
and people don't realize that too. It's like if you have, if you get these fake subs or whatever, whatever, I don't know, you buy your subs,
farm them, whatever,
and then they don't watch. That just kills your channel even more, because then your videos don't get pushed out anymore, because YouTube's like, his own subs don't want to watch his content.
Yep.
Why are we going to push it out to the rest of the world?
You can't, if you're going to try to hack your way through YouTube with hacks.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Hey, but no joke. I've had people come back to me and say, "Hey, I just passed 800," just to show me in my face, and it's unbelievable because the egos run rampant. And that's why it's like so awesome. Like, I can't even tell you, like this past week's stream that I had, right? it's just like the people were fantastic. The questions were great. The people that I'm meeting, you know, like Tommy, you, anybody who's sincere and is like looking to add to the knowledge of anyone doing better on YouTube and everything is just like, it's just been great.
We
You can
don't
find those people.
And just to be clear, we don't just talk about tech. We talk about community.
Yeah.
We do talk
Yeah.
about the emotional efforting that has to be done, or productivity that has to go in
Yeah.
to try to build systems so you don't burn out. So there's a lot of other, we do get in the weeds on that because we do believe there's such a big formula to this. It's so much more than tech.
Emotional burnout.
Tech
we
is
talk
fun.
about.
Yeah, emotional burnout. Tech is great, but I just think it's such one variable of this whole thing to make
Yeah.
it all about.
That's one part of success, because you can have all the tech in the world and not get there.
Yeah, you got to have content. You love what you do. You got to be fresh. You got to be consistent. Blah blah, right? So
Yep.
there's a lot to it.
And people don't really want to hear that answer because they always think there's going to be like some kind of cheat code to do it.
There's no cheat code.
Everyone's like, how do I make it big? Like, good content, be consistent. You
Luck
do it.
too. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes
luck.
people are lucky. I mean, that's okay. I'm not gonna like if some kid goes in and he blows up because of one game. Eddie, great for him. It had nothing to do with me. But I shouldn't let it affect me. You just got to do your thing, and
It's learning how to capitalize on those pluses, though, too.
That's another thing, yeah, because you can get like a shout out from a big Mr. Beast or whatever. It gives you a shout out.
You're gonna deliver,
and you're not ready to capitalize on it.
Yeah,
People are gonna leave. They're gonna watch.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to deliver on that light shine, then you might as well not. You just wasted it anyway.
Yeah. Like just starting out right now, and I've found out what a big difference it had having a professional banner with a logo and then having your merch set up, you know, because I had a video that did okay, and like I didn't react to it fast enough to be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that because I just wasn't experienced enough to know what to do. And then so you take a look at these things and you really pay attention to your analytics, and you can make better decisions by learning how YouTube works. There's no doubt.
Sorry, man.
Oh my God. Let's see this.
This is I feel like he's had this in the chamber and he
Yeah,
decided to pull it
yeah.
out today. This is well honed. I feel like he's been
That was
developing.
a copy and paste. That was
Yeah. I feel like he's been sitting in the bathroom on the toilet honing the shot. This is awesome now. Yes, the boots so they don't get away are critical in the sex demonstration.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit in the inner thigh by a llama's
but you
leg.
do. No, and I mean we do have forums for consent. So we make sure that they are all into this. God almighty.
for sure.
Lordy,
But I mean,
Lordy.
so how long have, can I ask you another question, Paul? I'll ask you first.
You get one.
Go ahead, John.
How long have you
ahead.
been doing YouTube?
It's a tricky question. I started YouTube in 2019.
Just answer the question.
Don't get technical.
I started September 2019. Technically, that's when I started.
Okay.
But it was I was buying storage units then. Like I was doing reselling, and I got into storage units. I would be posting on my stories about what I would find. And then my friends were like, "Hey, the stories are not long enough. Can you start making videos to see what?" Because everyone's like wants to do treasure hunt, like vicariously through people, you know. So they're like,
Yeah.
Sure.
So my friends were like, "Hey, can you just make like a channel and post what you find on there, right?" So that's what it was. It wasn't like I never started this channel to grow it or anything. It was just like, hey, this is a way for a platform for me to share to my friends what I'm finding. And the first 6 months was about that. It was that, and then COVID happened, and it was the beginning of COVID, so it was like really frustrating here. So I took about 3-4 months off from YouTube and was just focusing on my moving business. And I came back for like 3 months. I got 3 weeks, not 3 months. Got burned out again. And I was like, I thought I quit YouTube then. I was like, I'm not gonna come back. And then I came back again December of 2020, right? So about 11 months ago, and took it seriously then.
There's a lot of people who take that little bit of a hiccup start. That's very common, don't you think? I've seen a lot of it.
So it's like crazy from September 2019 to December 2020, my first year. I think I had like 100 or 200 subs, and then this year I had 2,000. So it's just crazy how things work.
And then how long ago did you start live streaming?
Probably February or March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
Not longer at all. And like my first time live streaming was a complete disaster because I think my laptop just to there to start opening like a storage unit. I didn't realize I had to hardwire or anything. I thought I could just like stream from my Wi-Fi router. I looked like I was playing Minecraft. It was just all pixelated and all bad.
Yeah.
It was a good show. It's a good show.
Second
Good
time
stuff.
I did it, I hardwired it. I was like, oh, I got that situated.
Yep.
Then I was using my laptop mic that if I took 5 steps back, no one could hear me. I was like, oh, I need a mic too.
Or a
Yeah.
signer.
It was just like bad. It was. I was like, I cringe watching it back. And I'm like, why was there?
Yeah,
like,
but
We all
people
do,
watching
man.
this?
yeah, we
all
all
do.
do. We absolutely all do. But I
You
love
learn,
seeing
man.
it because it just shows like how far we all have come.
It's a great way to look back and see that growth because sometimes along the way we don't.
Right.
And I think we need to be reminded and be okay with ourselves to laugh at ourselves. John's good at it. I'm good at it. We don't have an ego. Like we know
Yeah,
that our
I
stuff
feel
is
like
garbage.
That's like
you know?
one way for you to succeed is just not be afraid to laugh
Right.
at yourself.
You have to, and
Yep.
plus it's
Yeah.
part of the fun. And why get yourself all wrapped up into that constant? You're going to be constantly under it if you don't let go of that, right? So
You won't last. You won't last
don't
because
last. No. It's
yeah,
too hard.
you'll crush yourself because the failure is good because you keep on learning from it. But people don't realize they have a very hard time analyzing themselves after, not succeeding so much. And so you have to reanalyze, readjust, and then come back again. But you're out there doing it. So like, it's like that whole thing. Like you're the person out there doing it. So don't be hard on yourself because you're taking that chance. Like compliment yourself and then just keep running with it.
Yeah. No, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's true.
Because
But
look where you got, it's like that's the same place I'm looking to get, and it's this.
Did you have? Did you have Paul? Did you Paul? Did you have any of that normal like I don't really have anything to say, or everybody else has already said it, or
that was a problem. Then there's also like a million reselling shows.
Right.
Now
right.
it's like what can I do to provide like anything, any kind of content, and then like. There's already a million shows at this hour. Why are they going to actually come and see me?
And then you realize that they're not saying it what Paul's saying. Like they're not delivering it the way Paul's doing it, which reaches those certain people that wouldn't be, excited at other things.
Exactly,
we have to get through that, right? That's a tough thing to get overcome.
Yeah.
Because
people find their own person.
It's a big mental thing for sure. There's a lot of people right now probably in the chat also that want to do live shows, but they also have the same questions as I had or as you guys had, or they're like, this would be cool, but I don't even know where to start, or I don't know why would people come and watch me and all that stuff.
Start with trusting yourself and taking a chance and then just go rolling with it and not overthinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard because you have to really just say, I got to block all this out and whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do myself, take that and be okay before you take that first step that just know failure is going to come. You are going to do stupid things. Things aren't going to look great. And that's the pain point of progress, though. So that means you're learning because anything you do with learning is painful, right?
Every stream won't be perfect by any means.
But everybody in chat here that feels that way absolutely has something relevant to say and something to contribute and has their own success waiting for them once they make that decision. But I understand that you have to do it on your time. Everybody has to find that trigger that moves them. So I get it.
Patrick has a good point here. It says, I keep my old content to look back and see how I've grown. Exactly, Patrick. That's what you got to do.
I think that's healthy.
That's why
don't hide from it.
Is there. Yeah. My first video of my storage unit was shot on my phone and shot vertical mode.
Yeah.
You went through all the checklist of doing it wrong, right?
But that's awesome.
Like you see like 1/3 of the unit.
Right.
Well, imagine, if you will, the big pile of brooms over here. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm talking to you like I see the whole picture. I'm like, yeah, you see this thing back there? It's good. And I'm like, nope, you don't see it all back there. Nope.
I've seen people. It's kind of annoying to see people go back and delete like a bunch of their playlists that were older. And it looks like crap. I'm like, you should leave it.
Me or something. Yeah, no, I definitely. Definitely on the thing of leave it for sure.
I want people to see it because it's inspirational. I think
Yeah.
Like you see me right now, and that's what I said. Like you go back to my first video or my first live stream, and you say, "Oh, you only been streaming since April." you know? So it's like, there a lot of people are amazed about how much we know, but like anything else, when you focus in on something you want to learn and you want to deliver, it's like coming to you guys, right? And you know, like the back of your hand, you know, eBay and the way shipping works and what's most cost effective. And it's like the same scenario. When you have a certain niche, then you just excel at it.
Yeah, I just have to make sure I wasn't lying. Go to Mr. Beast things. He has all his old videos up from 9 years ago. So like, if he's not embarrassed about where he came from to where he is now, so why would we be, for sure?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to cross over that. I mean, look, I struggled with it too, and I gotta let it go because it holds you back, worrying about it, and you're like, it's going to be bad. Accept it. That's fine. Yeah. But bad is a relative thing. It's not really bad. It's just where I'm at in the journey right now. So let you know, if you think it's so bad you don't want to be on the channel, that's fine. We're cool. Go away. No, like, I mean, what are you going to do?
One of the things I did to remember where I was is make my own comment on my channel comments and say, you know, I'm at 100 and something subscribers. And then it shows like how many months ago that was.
Right.
And so I can remember. Cool. So JA doesn't know this, but I went to his channel recently and I left a comment there and it said, I put a date and how many subscribers he had. And I did this a couple days ago.
How come I don't see it?
He has less now, right?
See, John, what you do to me, you're toxic, man. You're turning people away from me.
And it's just like, I think it's like so important to just really remember those times, like those time frames and where you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you give like, and look, anybody who knows us knows I really champion John, and we kid a lot, but the truth is I really think a lot of him, and I love that you did that, and I know you do that for other people. But that's the thing, like if you're going to be in this as well, find people in the community that are like you, that maybe have the same fears or whatever, but are willing to push. I think this is easier to when you jump into a stream, so to speak, with a lot of other people or a few other people going through with you, so you can bounce off talk. And I don't know if you had that, Paul, if you knew anybody that you were bouncing like, hey man, this, you know, and it does help to have that buddy a little bit.
Unfortunately, people who were giving me advice in the beginning had no clue what they were talking about.
Well, that happens a lot too.
There's that. You have to be
friends changed a lot from when I first started to where I am.
Oh my God. Yeah. That could be a show in its whole self right there, Paul.
Yeah, that's constant. That's a constant right there. I think
that's a great topic right there because there'll be people there along for the ride trying to catch in. And you see this at this point, right?
And you see it a lot too. Like there's people that help me. And as soon as I pass them in subs, they don't want to talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. The egos are incredible.
That's a weird reason to stop talking to me. So, it's like
so can I ask, can I tell people what you said to me when we first came in backstage today?
I don't even remember what I said.
It's 2 hours ago. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing you said is like, you sound amazing and the sound sounds so good, whatever, this and that,
like
right?
Me at all.
And
compliments?
No, that's not you.
No,
you liar.
I just want to point out, and the first thing I said back to him was, yeah, but it's like your content is more important. And I said, people are showing up to your streams and it's impressive. And so my whole point was, don't gauge yourself.
He said, you sound terrible, you look terrible. People are still showing up to your stream. That's pretty
and they're still showing up.
And what I love about it is like, okay, so let's just say you don't sound or whatever the way you think, or some people think you should.
Right.
You got people coming. You know, that's the whole thing. Right. Like you're doing something. If you got to go and get a camera and $1,000 camera and $1,000 microphone, and you think that's what's going to pull people in, you just lost. You're lost. The game is over for you.
It's only a short amount of time before that all runs out for you, and then you're looking for content because you just you can't deliver anything.
I would rather, if I were people, I'd rather be in your position, having a USB mic and a single light, and with your content and the way you're dealing with it, than to have all the gear in the world and just sitting there, you know, with no content to interest anybody or a personality that people can be drawn to. Who cares? Right.
Yeah,
and it's not going to work.
And then sometimes we're really surprised about what the content is. Like people love a little humor. We'll talk about Sheboygan and sausage factories, and then all of a sudden it's like people love this. You know what it is? Like sometimes people want to talk about like things that make a difference, but then they want to talk about just having fun too.
I think they see that with Tommy too, like in those channels, and we picked up on it right away. We're like, people do want to talk about what we have to say, but a lot of times you got to read the room, and they just want to hang.
Yep.
They want to hang with people that they've learned to know on a show they've been consistent with for a while. It's like going to a bar like Cheers, and everybody knows your name. And sometimes they do want to just talk about the weather in China or whatever.
So true. Yeah. So true.
Got to be okay with that.
Yep.
See, that's pretty good. I think that's better than Bloomberg did with his money he spent for president, right?
Jeff's a liar.
Well, yeah, I'm a liar. Yeah, you got
but
4 viewers. Good on you, man.
I definitely feel you guys there because, like, especially for me, because I work by myself at the warehouse, so it gets pretty lonely. So I always put on a live to help me work. So it feels like I'm like in an office-based environment working with the people that are on the live. You know, so
that's really cool. Like. We noticed that
more and more that's happening a lot, right? With remote now being norm too. I think people working at home or whatever, they're putting more and more stuff on because they are isolated and alone too, or you know.
And so I noticed that a lot with the groups that you're in, and so a lot of people have been stopping in. Like Annie stops in there, and Jen, and a lot of people say hi and hang out for a bit. If it's before like Tommy's live on a Thursday or something, or a Tuesday, I should say, and then it's like. Yeah, they want someone to connect with and someone to listen to. And it's like, that's awesome. And along the way, if we can help anybody too, I mean, that's even better. So I love that.
So we are way over the 2 minute mark, you guys.
2 minutes, man.
Only booked you for 2 minutes. And you guys been here for way too long.
And it went fast.
It did.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you for your insight on Sheboygan and llamas.
and Colombia and moving and I love it. I think it's a lot of fun.
Thank you for everybody here, and thank you for supporting us, the people that have and if you have today. And I want to thank Paul for having us on. And
thank you, Paul.
It's been great, and I'm truly blessed to meet you guys.
Make sure you guys go sub to John at Coffee Talk, Jay at J.A. Smith.
You got it. By the way, nice job on the thumbnail. I really enjoyed how you put that together. You got us both. First of all, it was a nice job pulling my photo out. But the other one, you got the llama next to me. You got the coffee next to me. You just.
I was questioning whether or not you sent that to him.
I didn't. I thought this guy really.
Okay.
There's some insight here. That's some talent there. I like it.
That thing was ready to go, just waiting for a picture of Jay, which never came. So I was like,
I know. I got a bad email and then.
I even went to your Instagram. You had no pictures of yourself on your Instagram.
I
had to take a screenshot of one of your streams.
You did. You did great though. I mean, and that's when I'm like, this dude has some skills. This guy, this is not your normal deal here. I was impressed. Right. Very well done.
I appreciate you guys coming on. When is your next time? It's Tuesday, right?
Tuesday 9. Tuesday 9 at 9 Eastern.
At JA's channel.
I'll be on my channel at JA Smith.
And then Thursday at my channel at 9.
At that dude's channel.
That's Eastern time.
We still got people watching from overseas. That's awesome.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. That's great.
Nice life.
Pretty good.
Appreciate that.
John, we almost got you to 900. I was hoping to get you to 900.
Did you?
You're
I'm so
895. So we almost got you.
Wow. Thank you so much, everybody.
That's so great though.
Thank you. And I'll be checking.
I think Jeff lost 4 subs during the stream. Too,
yeah, my wife and my dad probably unsubbed. With dogs.
That's always good to see John grow and Jeff lose his subs.
Look, it is what it is. I have no ego, so I'm going back to 0, whatever.
And listen, if you know how it is when you're a small channel, if you're a smaller channel and you might be a little bit harder to find, if you just leave a comment on any of my videos, I'll return the favor and find you. I will go looking for you, but I'm just saying it helps. No, I'm just saying sometimes I go and look at these channels.
What's this guy? Liam Neeson from Taken. I will find you.
I will find you.
I have a certain set of skills.
No, but sometimes when they're small, it's hard to find them, and when you go even looking, Oh,
yeah. I always like.
Who's this?
Who's saying hi to their daddy? I don't think it's me. I don't have.
Do I owe somebody money?
You got no kids?
I have no kids that I know about.
Well, then I don't know who this is.
This just got spicy.
It's not my son.
This is an interesting way to end the show.
It is. All right. Well,
guys,
one of us has got to check the right.
Hi, Daddy.
I'm going to have Maury Povich on next week and the same guest, and we'll see who the father is.
The DNA test will be done by then.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A little ancestry.
Well, thank you
guys,
again.
Yeah,
Thank you,
guys,
Paul,
have a
man.
great rest of your day.
We will.
Comedy's coming on in 2 hours, so make sure you guys are.
We will check them
in
out,
for
of
that.
course. Yeah.
And
I'll be
we'll see you
stopping in.
guys next time.
All right, brother.
Awesome.